winter is really the busiest time for RVs. Yeah, people do more RVing in the winter because they go to warmer climes. So if you are looking for an RV for this winter, or for one right now, I guess Mark's using his all summer. You know, a lot of people use them in the summer. They go to the mountains or they go to the cool country. Whatever it is, Century has a great selection. I am your consumer advocate. What we do is help information and referrals and make it clear that everyone we refer we believe in, and we will take any criticisms whatsoever and discuss any and all problems, questions, and complaints. My audience is very good, very skeptical, very alert, very aware, smarter than most. Most people who call here actually are not part of the audience. They're people who heard about us because they need help, and that's fine. Because the ones who listen and use referralist.com very seldom have problems. Now just quickly to mention Century RV, 2 locations. They're in Lakewood now. Indoor showroom, 32,000 square feet, just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's, and then up north, 119 turnoff and I-25. That's the 119 turnoff. That's Highway 119 to Longmont. They have a service facility up there, too, 303-453-1111, Century. That's Century as in 100, C-E-N-T-U-R-Y, CentryRV.com. Okay, so, Mark?
They're blowing out those Cougars, man. I had to say that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm being serious. They are the largest fifth-wheel Cougar dealer in the country.
Cool. All right, let's go to the phones. And then we have, as I said, full transparency. We talk about stuff. So I'm going to talk about probably one of the things I get more feedback on behind the scenes than any other sponsor, where I am actually having, I call them little arguments or little discussions. And what I say now is, you got the man right here, you talk to him, dispute it with him. Because I think if people really listen to what I'm saying, they agree with me. You'll hold on, you'll see what I mean. We don't shy away from controversy. Mary, what's going on with you, Mary?
Hello.
Hi, Mary. What's happening?
I purchased all my appliances from Home Depot during their big blast sale in November, the end of November, Thanksgiving. I had all them installed. The dishwasher was installed as well, and the first time that we used the dishwasher was Christmas evening. Turned the dishwasher
How long
on.
had it been in there?
Oh, it had been in there about a week and a half.
Okay.
But we were moving into the property, so we hadn't really fully moved in yet. So
Is it new? Is it a new property?
No, it's not a new property.
How old is the dishwasher then?
The dishwasher was brand new when it was installed, but we had just moved into the property.
Well, that's what I'm asking, so I'm confused. Oh. Okay, it's not a new home, but it is a new dishwasher. And when did you install the dishwasher?
The dishwasher was installed mid-December, but we didn't move into the property until...
But who installed it in mid-December?
Home Depot.
No, what I mean is, was it the previous owner or was it you?
No, it was me.
Okay. So how long have you been in the home?
Now it's been since December. We moved in
got it.
December.
I get it. So you had a dishwasher installed before moving into your new home, or the new to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Okay, so now what? I just wanted to know, because warranties they don't always transfer and all of that. So it's clear it was your dishwasher. You guys had it installed. Done. What's happening with it?
The first time we used it was Christmas evening.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And we all went to bed. My son came downstairs, and the kitchen was flooded.
Uh-oh.
It was just water
flooded
out of the dishwasher.
Ooh, so it wasn't installed right.
Well, either that or usually that's an installation problem. What did it turn out to be? Let's skip right to that part.
Okay, we had the very next day...
what did it turn out to be? If you tell me that, I'll be very happy, and then we can go to the details. What did it turn out to be?
The installer said that there was a broken pipe inside the dishwasher.
Oh, so it was not a bad installation unless, while installing it, they broke the pipe. What did the guy think? Did he think it came that way?
He didn't say. He immediately contacted his supervisor.
Right.
And the supervisor advised him to take the dishwasher out of the installation area and take it out so that it wouldn't continue leaking.
Well, of course.
It wasn't leaking any further, and we weren't going to turn it on.
Now, it only leaked when you turned it on, so it was internal to the dishwasher.
Right.
Okay, so you have a problem, and it's a broken pipe, so it's probably a manufacturer defect or something, right? Who's taking responsibility, if anyone?
No one, because when Home Depot came and he contacted his supervisor, the supervisor advised him to remove it from the installation area and put it on my desk.
Okay, so what's the problem with that?
The problem is he removed it from the installation area, and GE was also contacted by Home Depot, and they were coming at the end of the week to view whether or not it was installed properly.
Gotcha.
Immediately upon removing it, I said to him, I don't really think that this is wise.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. So your dishwasher is sitting on the deck, and GE comes and says what?
I won't even look at it, because now I don't know whether or not the dishwasher was installed properly.
Yeah, but still, you can tell where the break is. Did the guy point out the break in it to you?
No.
I don't think it was a break. I don't think it was. They go through so many tests before they leave. If that was a broken pipe, I think it was installed improperly. That's what I think. And that's why I think Home Depot removed it. And I don't think it was Home Depot anyway. It's a third party. They removed it listen, it's very easy. Even now, okay, GE is right, by the way. They don't know what it was. They want to see how it was installed. Because what's the likelihood of an internal pipe being broken? I mean, it's more likely when they hooked it up, they didn't hook it up right. It's more likely, but we don't know, except to say, where's the break in the pipe? I should be able to go there and find a break in a pipe. If I don't find a break in a pipe, then what's wrong? It was not connected properly.
That's what I thought from the beginning. And
of course. Mary, I honest to God don't want to feel like I'm pulling teeth. Did you see the break in the pipe?
He showed us a pipe inside there and simply said that there is a crack in that pipe.
Okay, well, then if there is, there is.
Well,
so
did you turn it? I mean, is there damage outside of the washer, though?
What ended up happening, I had brand new hardwood floors in store.
Well, yeah, you got damage.
Call your insurance company.
The way it works, your home insurance will take care of it and then go after the responsible party. And then you can go after them for a deductible. That's really the proper way to do it. So did you put in a claim?
Yes, I actually sat with my agent.
What's your loss?
No. She said about $1,200.
Is that what your total loss is, or what's your deductible?
That is my total loss.
Oh, so what is your deductible?
My deductible, there is no deductible for it.
Why?
Well, when I asked my
You have zero deductible? They're going to pay 100% of it?
When I went to my agent, the agent immediately said to me that they would not cover it.
Well, then you do have a deductible. What you're saying is they're not covering it.
Yes, they would.
Why are they not covering it?
She just told me that I needed to go to the source.
They're wrong. They're wrong. Now you're being screwed 2 times. Mary, your insurance company should cover that with no question, and then they go after the responsible party. Your agent doesn't want to put in the claim, which tells me they are not an independent agent. They are a captive agent. Who are you with?
State Farm.
Gotcha. That's it. They're captive agents. They work for the company. They don't give a damn about their customers. And yes, if you are a State Farm agent, go screw yourself, because you know it's true. And don't tell me anything different. If you're with State Farm, farmers, why don't we just say this? It's the 21st century. Let's stop farting around, okay? Here's the bottom line. Captive agents are captive. They have one product and one product alone, and they stand by that company, come hell or high water, and they do not fight for consumers. If you are a farmer's agent, go to hell. If you're a State Farm agent, go to hell. You are not there for people. American family, go to hell. All of you are working for the company. Now, Mary, you got 2 problems. You got Home Depot and you got your insurance. Which one do you want us to tackle? I think we go after your insurance first. Well, probably not. If it's only $1,200, you probably have a $1,000 deductible. Do you know what your deductible is, by the way?
I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay. Well, figure that out. It should be 1,000. If it's not 1,000 or 2, you're overinsured, and you don't, believe me, you don't want to put in that many claims, so you don't want a low deductible. because even if you use it, you get canceled and you end up having to take a $5,000 deductible. My recommendation is that we go after Home Depot.
We got an angel over there.
Yeah, I want to see the crack. Is your dishwasher over there?
No, they removed it and they took it away.
Who?
Home Depot.
Did you get your money back? Did you get your money back?
That's sketchy.
They put in, after about a month, they delivered a new one to me.
But okay, who took care of the? Where's the damage? Was it fixed already?
No, they gave me a brand new dishwasher.
Her only
No,
problem
I'm
is with the
talking about the
insurance now.
floor. Did anybody fix the floor?
They won't do it. Neither one of them will.
Where is the damage? Where is it? Can I see the damage when I walk in?
Yes.
Show me a picture of the damage, okay? She already got a new dishwasher. God, I hope I didn't go through all this entire journey for nothing. I want to see the floor damage. A photo. Get her phone. Get a picture. By the way, I just got an email from a State Farm agent who resents what I say. Well, guess what? I don't care. Read my lips. I don't care. All right, let me say it again. I don't care. State Farm agents are scum-sucking pigs. They might have a tie on, and they might seem like good people, but they are not. Farmers, you suck. Allstate, you suck even more. All right? American Family, you're sucking the sucker. That's how bad you are. Okay? So you got State Farm, Farmers, Allstate, American Family.
Fred Loya.
Fred Loya. Fred Loya doesn't even belong in there. Fred Loya is in, they are the pond scum, and Fred Loya is their excrement. That's how bad they are. So they're not even part of it. Now, so you have the big five here. You have State Farm, Farmers, Allstate, American Family, and Fred Loya. I dare a captive agent to call me. I dare you. I'll let you have the microphone. I won't even talk. I will let you have a minute. I dare you to tell me why you can be good for a consumer when you cannot shop around anywhere. I remember when I first got involved with this beautiful young lady. Well, I say young, relative. Here's the deal. She had State Farm. And I said to the agent, this is pretty high. Can you shop that? Well, we have different deductibles. And I said, well, it seems to me that you only have one choice, State Farm. Can you help out here? Do you think you can lower this rate? Can you increase the coverage? Well, no. I said, now don't you think, seriously, you're doing a disservice because you know you're not the best coverage and you know you're not the best premium? I'm not talking cheaper all the time. I said, really, don't you know that in your heart? Then why do you continue to sell the product to people? Why? The truth is, they don't care. See, this is where ethics part from business. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm overtime. Simply Floors, Inc. Hey, if you do need your floors, Simply Floors, Inc., they can do those floors, and they can do them well. SimplyFloorsInc.com. I keep saying Simply Floors, Inc. Why? Because that's where you make your own appointment. Buddy Mitchell is by far one of the finest humans I know, and not only that, he and his wife, they do a wonderful job passing their savings on to you. They're part of a big buying group, and they decided to simply make less profit and share more with their installers, more with their salespeople, and especially a lot more with consumers. Prove it to yourself. All the same famous floor coverings, hardwoods, laminates, luxury vinyl tile, carpeting, even the new waterproof carpeting, and less profit. You can save 40 to 50% over the big boxes. SimplyFloorsInc.com, 303-456-4660 if you need it. But really, SimplyFloorsInc.com is the best place. And that's not Inc. like ink. It's Inc. like incorporated. Simply Floors, INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Goddamn insurance companies.
Yeah, but the ones are the good hands people. Well,
Yeah, that's what they say.
On the Highway Drive in the metro area at
I am so tired of them.
Coming out of the
Oh God, I thought was for a living.
I did subrogation. I have to go back to them. Wouldn't your ass either.
What do you mean subrogation?
I work for ESA. We had to subrogate against their insurance companies. They wouldn't pay a claim. So we went ahead and did our, paid our insured, and we had to go fight them. And we had to fight them.
You're so right.
Hey, Frank Azar's the strong arm again.
I know it. I noticed that.
How did he do that?
Yep.
You must have bought it.
He was working out?
I noticed it, Mark, the other
Was
day.
it an arm wrestler or something? That
No, it was another attorney that called himself the strong arm in another state. They went to court, and all of a sudden Azar was not, everything on his website, no strong arm everywhere.
Okay.
But now it's back.
Wow.
He must have bought it.
right after the arm, it has Pitt in big letters.
Strong arm.
Yeah. John Fuller, Fuller Law. John Fuller has seen all kinds of
He says this country's big enough for 2 strong arms.
The other side will always try to do my track. The other side will always try to make you feel
Mary couldn't bother telling us that. Another thing they did, in December, they put that dishwasher outside. You can't put a washing machine or dishwasher outside in December.
Oh, because
Because the pump will break. She got a new one.
Yeah.
Well, they,
It'll freeze and break the pump.
Well, Home Depot, if they gave her a new
water
washer,
Yeah.
if they gave her a new washer, we got to at least make the conclusion that that one did have an internal crack, or else why would they just give her a brand new one?
That's not true at all. They just did it. They might have wanted to do it to keep her quiet and not pay the additional damage. Fuller.com 303-597-4500
But her homeowner's not doing it. That's complete bullshit.
Yeah, well,
That's exactly what it's
deductible
for.
might not make it worth it.
No, that's true, but saying she doesn't have coverage is bullshit.
No, she should cancel her homeowners no matter what.
I just reached out today. I sent Brian over. My homeowners went up 33%.
With him?
No, with Liberty Mutual.
Because of hail.
I didn't have any claims.
Well, it's for aggregate hail.
Yeah, exactly.
everybody.
It is. It's aggregate hail. But I still reshop it. I still send it over to Brian each year. Here's how honesty is. You got to stay with who you have. I have all my car insurance through him, but I have my homeowners and umbrella through Liberty Mutual because he couldn't even get close to them. So I'm hoping this year he can.
Why couldn't he get close? Because of why?
Because Miles driving at the time.
Big deal.
My son's driving.
Yeah.
How was he when he turned
Well, it's the
60?
same way. I mean, the same way.
How many accidents was he in there?
He hasn't had any
Zero
accidents.
accidents. Well, I mean, I've been in accidents, but he's never been a driver.
Has he co-signed for any friends on any loans ever?
Nope.
Damn it.
Was that what your son did?
You have any grandkids running around you don't know about?
No.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's
Somebody we know signed. Good kid.
His son, a buddy paid him how much?
$200. What's supposed to?
Didn't even pay him $200 to co-sign.
Oh my God.
When his kid was 18 years old.
Imagine taking on the obligation of someone.
Oh, he had
You don't even know at that age. 18, you don't know the responsibility of that.
I think there's some code misleading in there.
Yeah, co is misleading. We've said that before, Deputy Clint.
What?
Co is misleading. Co.
Oh, code's ridiculous. It should be signer. Signer 1, signer 2.
Signer 2, and you don't get the car.
Yeah, it's even worse.
Yeah, I know the co-signer's in the worst position because they don't even have the equity.
Exactly. Signer with no benefits.
They'll sucker.
13 years, 23 years, 15 years, 27 years.
I know somebody else that did the same thing.
Yeah, you're right.
I was watching
Student loans.
do you like that show with, damn it, what is his name? 2.5 Men. Do you like 2.5 Men?
Yeah.
I liked it when Charlie was on.
Charlie's Sheen, yeah. I like
Just
to
so you know, on line 6, coworker touched her on her breast. She's embarrassed of that. And I'm like, don't be embarrassed. It's fine. Come on, tell Tom. Anyway, she tried to complain. In the end, they gave her such a hard time. I think she ended up getting her notice. But she's
He
so.
touched her breast like brushed by her, or did he just reject her?
We want details.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you move over a little bit for me, Miss?
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, you got
Oh, Dan was touching my breast.
I'm Martino, your troubleshooter, KH Home Solutions, K&H Home Solutions. exterior solutions for your home, from the roof to the gutters to the siding, windows, doors. That's what they do. And they've been around for 50 years. No, 62 years, I'm sorry. I knew the original owner, Henry. He passed away. Now Ted took over many years ago, and they've been on my referral list since the beginning of the referral list. Here's what I love about K&H. Okay, listen to this. My wife bought windows 30, 40, I don't know, years ago, 30 years ago. It must have been. And now, I called him and said, what do we do? I wasn't even expecting a warranty. The vanishing screen door is having a problem. You know what? He says, oh, it's under warranty. No questions asked. They don't even handle that line anymore. But he said they by the way, it's a great line. But here's the deal. They're just going to come out and do it. I just love companies like that where you don't fight, K&H Home Solutions. Now, you don't go just for the warranty, but that's certainly important. And the longevity of the company. And 25% off windows and doors right now, 30% off siding. Okay, khwindows.com is where you make your own appointment. They're K&H Home Solutions. Used to be KH Windows. That's the website, khwindows.com. Make your own appointment, khwindows.com. Okay, now, here's the deal. You have an insurance claim, you have a dishwasher claim. I don't think you have an insurance claim because of the deductible. I don't think it'll be worth putting in a claim. But I do think what you need to do is go after Home Depot, and we're doing that behind the scenes, okay? That's really what we're doing. And speaking of problems with a bunch of people, we have a problem with Sears, too. Right now, though, one of the things, speaking of insurance, become the banker. I get more email on that one sponsor than any sponsors. Now, that doesn't mean that's a bad thing. I get the second email I get is stem cell. Maybe sometimes I get a little more stem cell mail. People saying, what about this stem cell therapy, Tom? Why do you call it fake? And there's living stem cells. And then I get about become the banker. Become the banker might be misleading to some, they say, because you're not, why do you say become the banker? Now, we're going to be talking to Joe, but I want people with their objections to call, mainly. If you want to see the program, becomethebanker.info, go ahead and do it. But here's the deal, okay? If you look on our Facebook page, I did a tape, and there's some comments. And here's what people say. Tom, life insurance is never a good investment. Correct. Because I never talk about investing in life insurance. You're kind of investing really in yourself. It's like an excuse. The life insurance is an excuse. Like if you have to have it in order to have the cash account, then you open up the life insurance. And it's a mutual life insurance policy, so in and of itself, it's a good policy. But you are purposely overfunding it. Then the next criticism I get is, why would you overfund insurance? Because what happens if you die with all the money you put in? Well, you always get the death benefit, which is always more than the cash value. But you're correct. If you overfund a life insurance policy and pay more than you would for that insurance, if you pay more, well, then you would, at the end of your life, if all you did was overfund it, worst case scenario, you overfunded it, never drew the money out, and then your estate got the death benefit. The worst case scenario is that you did not get a great return on your money because you overpaid for insurance. That's the worst. You got a good return, but not a great return. If you just did that, because you don't get the money you put in, you get the death benefit. The only way you get the money you put in is if you take it out. But do you understand that? You can take it out at any time. So yeah, if you put your money in there and never touch it, it's not a great deal. You shouldn't do it. You should only do it if you're going to use the money. You should only do it if you're going to use the money. Isn't that the entire idea, Joe, to use the money?
Absolutely.
To use it.
Absolutely.
You don't leave
to
it.
Use it when you're alive.
Yes, when you're alive. Just like anything. Use it when you're alive.
Yes.
The death benefit will pay everything off, but you got to use the money, otherwise it just sits there.
That is right. The death benefit is really the icing on the cake.
That's all.
That's it.
But you don't leave a lot of... If somebody overfunded to $800,000 and left it there, it would almost... It's wasteful.
Well, not really, Tom, because, see, the death benefit will continue to grow ahead of the cash
value. Well, hold on. Let me get this straight then. Maybe I'm wrong. Are you saying if you have $1 million in death benefit, and you have a cash value that you don't touch, when you die, does your estate get more than the $1 million?
Absolutely.
Wait, let's just come right out straight.
Yes.
Do they get 100% of the money you put in less the cost of insurance?
They have to have a 250% corridor between the death benefit and the cash value. So every year with this type of policy,
if I didn't touch my money, it doesn't all go back to the insurance company.
No.
So I get the death benefit plus what percentage of my cash?
You get the death benefit only the death benefit, Tom.
But does the death benefit grow?
It grows. It has to grow by 250%. That's according to the IRS to keep it tax-free.
But I want to make this clear. If I have a life insurance policy for, just pick a number, it doesn't matter. Let's say $1 million. That's the death benefit. And I overfund it, but I don't use the money. Will that death benefit at death be more than $1 million?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How much more will it be? Will I get all of my cash back, or will I get half of my cash back? Will I get 3/4 of my cash back? How much do I get back? This one woman was trying to say to me that if I overfund it and don't use it, which is not what we're saying anyway. But worst case, if you put your money in, she goes, it's not right that the insurance company gets to keep that money and you just get your death benefit.
No, they don't, Tom. They don't.
Okay, well,
see, again, going back to the 250%,
yes,
that death benefit has to be higher than the cash value at every single point in your life.
Okay,
by
so
250%.
All right, so if you build up your cash value, your death benefit is more.
250%.
So roughly then, what I'm seeing is that after the bare cost of insurance, all of the money comes back to you.
Absolutely right.
Okay. All right, that's what I see.
Which is beautiful.
Which is, actually more than all of your money. You get an extra 4% a year.
And dividends.
Right. Is that 4%, if I don't use the money, is it compounded?
It's compounded every year, and it's tax-free.
Okay. All right. If anyone has questions on this, I'm not going to spend the whole show on it, obviously. And Joe's a smart guy. I'm going to ask him to pipe in on other stuff, because he truly is a good businessman. So on this Sears thing, Larry, you got me curious. What's going on with Sears, bro? Larry?
Yes.
What's going on with Sears?
Just briefly, Tom, we talked to you on June 27th.
Yeah.
We bought a refrigerator from Sears in 2015, failed in May 7th of 18. We had no help from May 7th to June 27th after talking to you. June 28th, your Sears Angel called. June 29th, we had all the repairs made.
Oh.
July 18th, after returning home from a brief hospital stay, your refrigerator failed again.
Wait a minute. After we went through all the trouble to get you everything done, it's now on the fritz again?
In 2.5 weeks.
What kind of refrigerator is this?
It's a Sears Kenmore Elite.
Of course.
LG compressor that seems to be the
It's the LG compressor. LG is the one that makes the guts, basically. Okay. What are they going to do for you now?
We've had 4 emails, all with the same. Actually, talked to one person that said she was a Sears consumer.
What are they going to do for you?
Would take care of it, and she said nothing.
All
no return calls, no return emails.
You know what? They should give. How old is this? 2015, and then 18. Did you ever have a replacement ever, or they just fix it?
No, they
should just replace it.
Either replacement or money back.
Larry, I agree with you. I mean, but Sears is dying. You understand that? Sears. Oh God, Sears is like the Denver Post and the Rocky Mountain News. You know, it's one. They're dinosaurs. They're remnants. They're remnants. You know, it's just the world is changing. They're not changing. God, I can't stand them. Can't stand them. All right, Plumline Services is offering something, and that's half off an air conditioner when you buy a furnace. You have to buy a qualifying furnace with Carrier. Why? Because Carrier's the one making this deal. So that means that Plumline is getting these furnaces at a very special deal in order to move air conditioners. That's a deal. The reason I'm going through all this and telling you this is because they're not raising the price to make up for it. Carrier is doing this with Plumline Services exclusively. Half off air conditioning, central air, when you buy a furnace, and they should be matched anyway. by all means shop around, but call Plumline Services. They would love to come out and consult you. Plumline Services, and of course, if you're already told you need an AC, they do free second opinions on that. If you have an invoice right there ready to go, they'll come out and give you a free estimate. 303-586-1086, 586-1086, plumlineservices.com.
You're right.
This is...
You hated a policy, it will be returned back.
That's great, because I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is the greatest.
And it grows every single year.
This is the biggest controversy.
Yeah.
People say, well, how can I use all of my money?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm responding to that. The DI person. I refer them
to. They're just used to old insurance where you get like a level 100,000.
You're right. You're right. I love that I brought this up.
Yeah, this
I
was
wonder
every
if it went over
single year.
most people's heads. Did it, Mark? Was I talking?
I got it.
No, people want to know if they put their money in there and they don't use it.
Even if they don't know, they know that you like it.
Yeah, but this was actually something I did not understand.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that grows every year.
70%, you know, like that's kind of our language, but that doesn't mean it.
What do you think it comes out to be? Like what percentage of your money do you get back? I would say less cost of insurance would be what, 1% you figure? Did you figure you were getting 1% less because of insurance? 1%.
But you have insurance.
Between 1% and 2% for insurance.
It varies your age and everything.
Exactly, the health. But what is if you have really low tries?
Well, you know, that's a whole different issue.
Well, what?
Tries. Dan's tries are way too low.
But yeah, you always get your money back.
Yeah, you always get it.
Mine looks so low because Mark's were so high.
See, one of the things, you know, Tom, that you need to keep in mind, just like we're talking about State Farm and Allstate and all that, those are actually captive agents, okay?
Yeah.
Their whole life,
Yeah, I'm gonna do
their
it.
whole life policy is not like ours.
I don't know, I'm gonna do.
It's not like
It's
ours,
not just
okay?
6 days.
Their whole life is level.
I will.
Yeah, it's garbage.
I'll
go 1 month.
That word. It's not a,
They're not like ours.
Not fasting.
Oh, yeah.
1 month.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a level policy.
Yeah.
No, that's what the lady was talking about. It doesn't
No
go
fat,
back.
no sugar.
They don't want to sell at the same that we sell because they make less money.
yeah.
Not only
See,
that, but we
greedy
shop around.
agents.
The one thing that can really screw up your blood sugar is
Absolutely. Every single year.
the artificial sweeteners.
Different than
Oh, yeah, because they really,
I wish I could blame
they artificially.
They artificially
Yeah,
your
sugar.
me that it was moving.
Yeah, every single year.
Can I get online here?
I'm gonna get one of those diabetes testers. Improve my whole health.
Right on
Dan,
there.
Dan, what do you gotta hit to get online here?
I got it.
Oh, you got it, okay.
Okay, let me see.
If you or someone you know is abusing alcohol, prescription drugs, hard illegal drugs, or if it's a mental health issue,
The reason I keep doing this, it's better to do this right here, because I jump up, I frankly just set up, I'm gonna rip off your.
I want to see you jump up.
Oh, okay. What I'm gonna do, well, that's what happened.
Damn. Good thing I didn't bet lunch.
Speak to someone local about different treatment options. All evidence.
Anyway, I can just picture myself.
If you can stand on your head, I'll give you $20 right
No,
now.
I can't stand on my head.
Come on, try it.
No, I tried about a year ago. Did you really? Yes, my grandkids were out there.
Broke my neck.
No, but I'll tell you what I did almost kill myself. They wanted to know if I could do a cartwheel.
Oh, geez.
So I run out the grass and I go to do a cartwheel. I put my hand out, and I'm a sprinkler head. And of course, your arm goes like that, so I just about broke my neck over on my head.
Probably separated your shoulder.
I didn't. Anyway, it was ugly.
I have found this steel building, I'm finally so comfortable with it. I found the best foundation engineer guy. I'll have those plans. The guy that's going to erect the building and do the foundation itself.
What kind of
great guy.
what kind of foundation? Spread footings?
I'll have it tomorrow. I don't know. It's got to be, right?
No. They could do hearing.
Well, what's cheaper?
Well, no, they don't go by what's cheaper. They go by.
I understand, but what's cheaper?
Spread footings.
That's what I want.
What are you doing? Are you guys
Actually, the
warehouse
cheapest,
or-
so the cheapest would be what we talked about,
Pole barn.
and that is supporting the poles only, and then do a structural slab. That's the cheapest.
I don't know if they'd allow that. I don't know. But they accepted my soils report. They took everything I had.
that soils report determines what the foundation's going to be.
Yeah.
Period.
And, of course, the building. If the building is 10 square feet, your soils report could be sand. And you can put something there.
Clint's grandkids, one of them bet him lunch. The other kid that I bet Grandpa can do a cartwheel.
It didn't work out.
Did they pay? The other one.
Cartwheel.
They watched.
I don't know.
I bet you I can get Grandpa to do a cartwheel.
In the middle of my lawn, I got one. All sprinkler heads are around the edge. I got one sprinkler head. I managed to put my hand down on that head.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Buy and build is absolutely the best, most economical way to get building supplies for interior finished items like hardwood floors and laminates, like if you're buying them directly, like just to buy the stuff, okay? That's the best way for big slabs of granite and countertop material and cabinets. And let's see, if you're just like sending your contractor there or you're doing it yourself, buy and build 4800 Washington Street, below wholesale prices. Oh, they have so many things. And plumbing fixtures, you can never beat them, ever. No big box can beat them. The same with electrical fixtures. Listen, if you listen to this show, you're going to find out so many great people. Buyandbuild.net is one of them. And they're at 4800 Washington Street. That's really all you need to know. They're just good. Big, ugly, giant warehouse. Good parking, though. If you like parking on dirt. What are you guys laughing at? It's a big dirt parking lot. Oh, my God. I love that place. Courtney puts no money into the frills. I'll tell you that whatsoever. I think his desk is like just a big, giant desk with a cardboard box he sits on.
It's an old sink.
It's funny. But, man, are the deals there or what? Buyandbuild.net. Okay, so let's keep talking. Let's keep talking. Scott has kudos for something that I believe in. And so I'm going to let him talk about this, and I wish more people would use him. Scott, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Tom.
Yo.
Hey, I'm going through the same thing that lady's going through.
With insurance.
Water damage. Yes. I use Paragon Services from Colorado Springs. You want to speak with Matt.
Now,
I can't wait to hear this.
Explain, first of all, what we're talking about. You had a problem with your insurance company, and you wanted someone who could fight with the insurance company for you. And there is an animal called a public adjuster, and the way these animals eat is by feeding off of insurance companies for consumers. They go out like mama birds and grab the money that really should be paid to you, and they give it to you. They feed it to you. And you sit in the nest and just watch it all happen. Here's the bottom line about these public adjusters. They have no love for insurance companies. They know all the tricks, and they know how to fight insurance companies. Because here is a universal law, okay? Here's a universal law. You can't avoid death. You can't avoid taxes. You must eat. You must drink. And insurance companies will never offer what you are truly due on an insurance claim ever. So they're the universal laws. And peanut butter sticks to the roof of your mouth. Other than that, there's nothing else you can depend on. So this public adjuster, what did he do for you?
Okay, we had a refrigerator leak, and it got into on the wood floor, and we didn't know for several months where it caused mold, and it got up into the cabinets. The insurance company...
What did they offer you? What did this insurance company offer you?
Well, we thought it was going to be a $1,000 deductible. We looked at the insurance policy. They recently changed to 1% of the value of the home, which is like almost an $800,000 home. So our deductible is almost $8 grand.
Yeah.
So of course their assessment was under the deductible, so they offered basically zero. Now I called Matt, and
the public adjuster who said, "Let me at him, let me at him." Then what?
Right, and then
which, by the way, you pay nothing. Checks. You pay nothing for a public adjuster unless they recover money.
Exactly.
What happened?
Exactly. So the first adjustment was $26,000. We said no, it's going to cost more than that because of estimates. So right now we're at $41,000, and
from zero to 41,000. Now, certainly,
right,
Scott.
Now, yeah.
You owe us at least cookies.
My wife makes it.
Great cookies. Try to make them a little low carb.
I'll give him the address.
Yes. Now, Scott, okay. Listen. So where are we at in the process right now?
Right now, the PA has kind of washed his hands of the situation to save me money, but he's
what a great guy. Yeah.
who's doing the same exact thing, he will take whatever he can make from this point forward.
Oh, that's great.
To 33%.
Yeah.
So I've already got the 41 minus my deductible.
Is that something else, bro? That is so great.
Yeah. So we're in the middle of that, and we gave State Farm 2 days, or 2 weeks, which is going to be in 2 days, to respond for the next $11,000.
Now, the name so you have State Farm?
Yes.
And you're going to, after this, probably get another company, right?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
And
That's good.
They threaten them with bad faith if they don't step up. I mean, the contracts, once they acknowledge it's a covered event, they have to pay for whatever the damage is.
Yeah.
Now, there are those who always take the opposing side. So there are always those who listen to me, like when I talk about become the banker, overfunding life, and what a great investment it is, or safe, and I talk about using that money. Then I talk about a public adjuster going out and fighting insurance companies. There are always people who say, they're just, drumming up the cost for all of us. But here's the deal, okay? The public adjuster will not get a penny that is not due. It is truly due. And it's payable. It's something that Scott has paid for. You don't understand this. Insurance companies invest your money. Insurance companies make lots of money on the money they collect. Then they have to pay out losses. When you hear insurance companies cry about hail damage and cry about volcano damage or cry about certain kinds of damages and how they're taking losses, they regionalize it. So they're saying, we took a bath in the Rocky Mountain region. If you take all of their money and you aggregate the losses to the premiums, they are making billions of dollars. They don't lose money. Now, they do lose in that they may not make their projection. They may make less than anticipated. Like the Valdez, when that went down, the oil tanker, and they were crying about losing money. Yes, they lost money that would otherwise be made, but on the whole scheme of things, they're not losing a dime under the bottom line. They're always operating in the black. They're always operating at a profit. Now one thing, I'm not against profit. I love profit, and I should mention, to be fair, that the oil industry probably has one of the lowest return on investments for actual capital and money invested. So, yeah, they make billions, but truly, seriously, they don't make a lot of money on their investment into that company. There are some companies, like Amazon, if you truly look at their cost of goods and services, they have none. They have their administration and all of that, but all they're doing is aggregating everyone else. That's a genius thing there.
Well, they have their web services, which is huge.
Yeah, of course, and but Mark, they have that and all of their overhead. Yes, they do, but they make nothing. They make nothing. They produce nothing. They are aggregators. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Melissa has a very serious problem we're going to get to, and and it has to do with sexual harassment or mistreatment on the job. And this is something we've handled before. This is a terrible thing. Art of Granite. That is the name, art. And there's a reason for it. Mitch Floria does treat this like art. And he only charges for fabrication and installation. Everything else is either at wholesale, like, for example, the stone is always at wholesale because he's a direct stone importer. And then the cabinets are just a small markup from the manufacturer. He tears out and hauls away free. He does the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. And he doesn't charge a dime above wholesale for the material. Remember that. So that's artofgranite.net for your best prices. In fact, he's so proud of his prices, he'll give you a price on the phone. He does great work. Great craftsmanship. I love Mitch's story about coming here as an immigrant with $300 and building this beautiful company. 303-386-5919. 386-5919. Get your price on the phone. artofgranite.net.
This report is brought to you.
She's one of your listeners, okay? Yeah. Look at her. Okay, look at that. Okay. She's putting in $9,800 a year. Well, no, that's the first year. She put $400 a month plus $5,000 back. Okay? All right, now look at the cash value that she has day one. Look at the death benefit. Is the death benefit left? So it's going to be
like a market balance a little. 100,000, so 400% return.
So when you're asking, are they going to get the cash value on death? Of course. They got a bigger. They get more.
But you have to just ask that. What is their total money that
It'll
they
hit
say?
30. Okay. I mean, let's just
About 100,000. It's like, it's pretty steady, man. Pretty close. That tariff tweet was good.
Let's see if she can use this column to do financing and pay herself back, like
so it's 101,000 for 20 years.
We've not seen
But the biggest problem is
so this is a real one.
The biggest problem with your product is comparing it and educating people.
Absolutely. No, Tom,
Because
you're right.
we're always looking at whole life.
You're right. This is whole life, but it's designed different. But you know what?
But that's your biggest enemy is whole life.
Yeah. You got to know. The biggest enemy is the other agents and the other companies. Like you were talking about those captive agents. See, they don't have a design like
Oh,
this.
no, they don't. No, they
They
don't.
don't
And
at all.
also,
You know what? Because they would lose money.
but then you have these so-called financial experts that are saying this is a bad thing. You know, Dave Ramsey hates this.
He knows regular insurance.
But he's not talking, he never addresses this actual product.
If they showed this spreadsheet,
You're right.
I
Our
think
biggest
most
enemy
people-
is the industry itself because people don't
Because
know.
it's a bad industry.
Yeah.
I mean, they are technically correct. Life insurance is a bad industry.
Absolutely. And I agree.
But no one is talking about investing in a life insurance policy. We're talking about using it to,
For every other benefit. But, if we could, legally, if we didn't have to say life
I think
insurance,
you got another
we'd be
problem.
fine. We have to because
Too good to be true.
of
Yeah.
just
look
all
at him working the
regulation.
crowd, just like you said, Dan. He's walking around, he's doing this, look. And he
does
that, then he points at people.
Smiling,
Yeah.
ribs them up a little bit.
Look, That's like a constant.
Seriously.
Some money managers may recommend high commission investment products. Fisher Investment.
He's a walking, talking meme. I'll tell you. Every time you turn around, there's something funny. I mean, the comedians have a field day with this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, never does. Let's see, there's the proof right here.
Yeah,
Some
that's
money managers are to earn
So orange. I don't know if it's
at age 65, this lady will have almost $263,000 tax free.
What was her initial amount?
Let's see.
Let's see, $4,800 times 31 years. How much is that? $4,800 times 31 years.
148,000.
Okay.
148,000.
148,000.
148,000.
And she has 262,452 tax free.
And her
That's
death
cash.
benefit.
And her death benefit is $625,000. And her death benefit started at $300,000.
So if her husband whacks her, he gets $1 million.
So you get, tax free. So we always tell our clients sleep with one eye open.
Motive.
Right.
No, there's no.
Down another $8 today.
Oh, God, he's bound to make the controversy here.
Dan, a friend of mine
No, but his question.
invested
About who?
a few years ago.
His question wasn't so much tax.
Well, no, they got a new guy to run Veterans Affairs.
The other manufacturers
I know.
they had a certain amount of product they had to make that was
Oh, right.
Oh, stop it!
Well, I know because that's what that needs to be. All
right,
the other manufacturers could buy credits from Tesla.
Really?
Yes, and that was a
Really?
big deal. That the GM
Tesla's going to go bankrupt.
Did you hear that? Tesla was making money by buying that companies like Ford could buy credits from them.
I wasn't sure which one you wanted.
Do higher mileage vehicles.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, they trade those. That's okay.
I know, but look at Tesla still going. Can't make any money.
I know, and they had the artificial.
They got that.
Yeah.
I've always wondered why Tesla could start a company.
Try to hit line one real quick.
Biggest subsidy.
I'll do that later. What's that?
They were mandated for.
Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Cam Solar. We had him on the show yesterday, got a lot of email. Cam Solar, go camsolar.com. If you're looking for solar, go camsolar.com. And then if you put a /troubleshooter, you get a page just for our listeners where you fill out
a thing there, and it gives them information so they can run an analysis on your lot, because not all lots are feasible for solar for all year, and they'll tell you the truth about it. They'll give you a performance guarantee. They also do a bumper-to-bumper guarantee on parts and labor, which we found out. Wasn't that crazy, Mark? We found out they do labor, too. That's gocamsolar.com/troubleshooter. Parts and labor, 20 years, plus a 20-year performance guarantee. They have 3,000 systems currently in effect. And they do a net metering program. They hook you up for that. You actually get back every credit you put in. So you're net metering at complete retail, meaning you're selling back power for exactly the same amount you buy it for. It's a great system. GoCamSolar.com. All right, let's keep going. 303-713-TALK. I want to start this problem and then address some emails for you, too. We also have becomethebanker.org with us. Hey, Melissa, let's talk about this, and we'll see what experts, if any, we need to get a hold of. What is going on?
Well, I was sexually harassed on March 17th
now
by my coworker.
If you were now giving it a date is good and it's bad, because most of the time, I'm not saying you weren't, and you probably were, most of the time sexual harassment, you would say, I'm being sexually harassed, or I have been sexually harassed over a period of time. Was it just, and I don't mean to minimize it at all, but I want to know, was it just one incident?
Right.
Okay. So, but before that, there was never a problem.
No.
Okay. What happened?
We were supposed to drive a couple hours to a birthday party for one of my clients that I take care of.
Is this home health or something?
Yeah, it's a private CNA type deal.
CNA, okay, which is a private health thing. So you do in-home care. What happened?
My knee was injured for another incident, but my boss asked me to take my coworker with me that day.
Okay, what happened?
So he can help lift.
And your coworker is the one that did this?
Yes.
Okay, a coworker is a male?
Yes.
Okay, and where did you guys go? Where did this occur? In someone's home?
It occurred actually outside of, let's say, Canyon City.
Okay, hold on, and we'll come back and finish the story and see what we can do about this, plus take all the other calls we can. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Cam Solar is the only solar.
Something like that like this on your website?
No, that was bad that Cam Solar. I should have.
Did
yeah, I just
that right?
My email.
Yeah, and if you kind of have to put some notes, explanations. I mean, a lot of people would get it, but
I think I will get some.
this is probably more than you can accept, seeing the
Canyon
notes.
City,
I wonder what it costs to create. I don't know what happened. What do you think she's going to say like this?
All the
Get really rough, get really rough.
And then the first question was,
just rough figures that show comparison between the two.
Yeah, they put in their numbers.
when you call the police, you're sexually
Just
harassed.
go to this website,
Or you take
you do
the
this,
notes.
it shows them the
So I
cash
think
values.
it's sexual
Yeah, I wonder
harassment
what
as well.
that'd be the best thing to do.
I don't know. I would say definitely some form.
That would be
That calculator would,
exactly.
besides this, the
Yeah.
calculator, that'd be brilliant.
Absolutely, it would. We'd be
The
close on
question
that too.
is pondering.
You could go 20 years.
You never know.
Mark, they got a question on something.
Yes,
This spreadsheet they have,
yes.
to put it in the website, to be a calculator, so you put in a couple numbers and it gives you this over 20 years?
Sure.
You said you need to
On your existing website?
As of right now, we don't, there's no such thing as that out there.
I thought you said they change it every year.
Do you have an Excel spreadsheet that does it right now?
It's a software that updates right now that we download to get updates.
It's from
Probably every
the
quarter.
company.
It's from the company.
Well,
But I
then
want
I
to
need to
see.
like-
I wonder if there's some way that we could ourselves
Could
create
make a
like
spreadsheet?
Yeah,
Oh,
make something
absolutely.
that's not only a spreadsheet but like an
Well, they're
algorithm.
talking about embedding it into the website.
Yeah, like a website.
Yeah.
So somebody would calculate
Then
it.
they can
You
see
know,
what
like pushing
they
it
bid.
there. We say this has become the Baker figures compared to regular.
There's probably an API that you could do that with whatever software you do right now.
What's an API?
Sorry, what's
That just something that takes, it gathers the information from your customer,
yes,
and then it sends it to whatever you guys use right now,
right.
and then it displays it back on your website.
It does.
The API does all that.
What's API?
So this is a hard software to our computer, so it doesn't even go online. It's a download software. So there's got to be something that has the algorithm.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's weird.
The algorithm is going to be different for any age or whatever.
Right.
So
they're saying the software does all that.
Yeah.
Their software, but they're trying to put in a spreadsheet.
A calculator.
You can't do it on the software because
Yeah, I know someone that can do it.
Just the
I
right.
don't know what he charged.
Yeah,
You guys aren't going to do it. I'm not going to.
Oh, of course not. Yeah,
That's all he
you have to have
does.
somebody that would do, just do like age gaps, maybe, under 18.
Yeah, I got
Let
it.
me
0
know,
to
let
18.
me know his name.
Maybe
I'll send you his info.
21 to 35, 35 to 50,
Yeah.
55 to 60, so that way we get a basis of at least.
He's very reasonable.
Okay.
Get a calculator, then that way we could, honestly, that'd be something that'd be huge
See,
for us.
Well, I think the formulas would probably be fairly simple. It's the big thing is where your basis starts out. Because then you just got to put in, okay, you're going to do this much a month.
Right.
You stopped here, look at that.
Exactly. And let them kind of play with those figures or something, but at least,
Well, I think that'd be good.
and if we get the median age of the age bracket.
No, that would take a lot of questions people ask you.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything.
Versus coming to you and having you do a whole thing every
You got
time.
it. We would be able to get killing off that.
Yeah.
Now,
Did you
let's
just
go,
come up with
Mark.
that
Let us
just now?
know.
Did you just think of that just now?
Yeah.
I'm sending it right now.
Okay, good, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, this has to be used somehow, because
Yes,
I
sir.
finally get it.
Yeah, that's
I
everything.
thought I understood it really well, and I see
But I
this now, I
appreciate
really
that.
do get it.
Right.
I'll give that guy.
Okay,
a call.
hold on,
We need
let's see.
to- That'd be priceless.
Volume, everything's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it active. I won't touch it, but I'll leave it on and active.
If we get that, we can copyright it. So other agents.
Sure.
Easily. That's the other thing. It's a huge problem in the industry.
That's copyright guy too.
Yeah.
Mark Turner.
Oh, yeah. You got the
I would need that, yeah. It's serious.
There's some market shortage in Tesla.
Is that, you know that something you taught, I wonder if you would find out.
Okay, no worries.
Like I said, Tesla's
So you got that one already, or you got
Yeah. Well, that's what he was telling me the whole time. He says it's not the product, it's all the subsidies.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, it would be nice.
Yeah, I imagine if you look at their earnings report, it would have that in it. I would like to take a class on reading that.
Well, let's find out how much it would be.
Gary knew all that.
I think it's a good idea.
No, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they say in the report, but where is it buried, what's it called, all
Now,
that.
that was a few years ago, he told me about it. I'm curious.
No, it makes sense, but, for as expensive as cars are, they're getting subsidized by the government. They can never
Use all
be
the other companies.
They lose $1 billion a quarter.
So the earnings per share last year was $14 per share.
How?
They lost $14 a share.
Oh, lost.
accurate.
Which should equal around $4 billion.
Well, if they lost that thing from the other automakers, that subsidy from the other automakers, that was when they lost that.
And I'm sure that varies because as automakers get more higher efficient cars.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. When Chevy came up with the Volt, that increased their amount of subsidy they paid to Tesla.
Right. Or they didn't need.
And I don't think it was the mileage. I think it was
They just can't hit their numbers. The main problem with that car company is the cars they're building, that Model 3 is, no good. If you get even into a small accident, it costs thousands upon thousands to repair, and it takes forever to get apart.
And we're talking, look at hail damage would probably be.
They total the car.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is the insurance companies
Are gonna say
are going to
that?
say,
Yeah,
we don't fucking
absolutely.
insure Model 3s.
Right.
Or we do, but your deductible's $5,000.
yeah. Well, the rates are too low.
Right.
And the guy talks to analysts like a nut. You can't go
Smart
around
nut.
people writing stuff up about you. You don't go around poking.
What
Only
was
Trump
some of
can poke the bear like that.
What are some of those really ones he's done? Look it up.
I don't know.
He really has said some dumb
Yeah,
things.
Gary used to talk a lot about it because he would he would go crazy. He was buying short based on what they were all. Yeah, he was going back and forth with it, and I tried to have, I wanted him to explain to me what's the big difference. He was telling me these subsidy things made such a huge.
Like here, he made a big thing about going over and helping those kids over in Thailand.
Who? No, he was pissed at the one guy. The one guy that died, you like had bad things to say about.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere. This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. Fix It 24/7. They have 10 slots available with a break in the weather right now. No real emergencies. Well, there could be, but mainly what they're going to do is a complete clean and check of your furnace for $39, or of course furnace and air conditioning system, your HVAC system. They will go through your air conditioning right now, of course, the condenser, the coils, the refrigerant levels, everything, and clean it. It's almost like a refurbishing. They take it apart to the extent they can. They do the filter and they take care of it with a no breakdown guarantee. They will make sure it's operating at peak efficiency, and if there's anything wrong, of course, you get a complete written report. That's $39. Trust me, they spend more than an hour. It's well worth it, and sometimes 2 hours or more. It depends on your system and what condition it's in. If you've never had anybody crack open the cabinet and take a look at it, now's a great time with a great company. Fix It 24/7, and it's really easy. But you have to be one of the first 10 right now to call. 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939. All right, I'm Tom Martino, consumer advocate. That means we fight for you. Sometimes we fight with you if you're ripping people off, lying, cheating, whatever. We have been doing it for 40 years in this town, or nearly 40 years, and recovering hundreds of millions of dollars. We have a guest from the referral list in. We have guests in almost every day, and this one is no stranger to the show. Become the banker. It's a concept where you overfund life insurance, use the money later on in life. Well, you use it during life and pay it back with interest to shelter even more money. It grows tax-free, 4% plus a 1% dividend, and the death benefit does grow along with the cash value, by the way. And no matter what, you never pay tax on the money if you do it right, and you use the money through your life and as retirement. You can learn more about it. BecomeTheBanker.info, or call us. Now, Melissa called with a very serious problem. Then I know that Troy's been waiting a long time. We'll get to him, and Jeremy, or Jermaine, I'm sorry, we'll get to. But Melissa, you're saying you're a home health care worker, and one day in particular this happened. It's not like a climate at the place, but just one day you were going on assignment with a coworker, a male. You were outside the house, and what happened?
We traveled to our client's aunt's birthday party, and we were there with her while she was enjoying it. Then we were kind of in the way with her family and friends, and we decided to walk around outside the senior center. Then I drove him to the gas station to buy him cigarettes because he has no license. That's the only reason why I had to drive.
To the assignment?
And, right. And when we got out of the gas station, we were pulling back out to the stoplight, and that's when he reached over and he grabbed my breast.
Okay, here's what I don't understand. I mean, this is strange and bold. It was just out of the blue? I mean, like he literally just reached over and groped you.
Did he say anything?
Yeah, did he say anything?
He just had a smirk on his face, and I was just very angry.
Well, of course,
I was refraining myself from hitting him.
But now, and I hate to do this, but I just need to know the circumstances. First of all, were you guys having a conversation?
We have. We've both been working for our client for over 4 years.
Okay, and you were on your way back from the convenience store, is that right?
Right.
Okay, and you were having a conversation about what?
Just basically our client, she likes to talk to us about everything, so she would keep me updated on everybody because I was in charge of the scheduling and everything.
Now, what do you mean your client? You mean this woman, the house you were at?
Yes.
She would keep you up to date on what? On how the people performed?
My coworkers.
Okay.
Right,
But, so you were talking, hey, by the way, so-and-so told me that that Mary's a little lazy or that she likes Elizabeth better, stuff like that?
No, just things like I really got to know her and her family. You know, it's more like.
So, but
like
you weren't talking about, I guess the point is, you weren't talking about anything personal.
No, we were just basically walking around admiring, the scenery.
But you were in the car when he did this?
Yes, we were already going back to the senior center to pick our client up to go home.
And you've worked together for 4 years?
Yes.
And nothing ever happened before?
No.
Okay, so he leaned over. You were driving?
Yes.
Had you stopped the car?
Yes.
And he leaned over, and when he and again, people, I don't mean to to belabor this, but I just need to know, when he grabbed you, did he just grab you like for a second and let go, or did he hold you, or what?
He held me, and then that's when I just kind of looked at him very angry, and I yelled at him.
And what did you and you said what? Get your hands off me?
Well, I was.
Or whatever.
Really
I don't want to hear.
nice,
I don't want to hear anything if you know. But you did you swear at him?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you get your blah 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 hands off me. But it was clear. The point I'm trying to make is, it was clear that it was unwelcomed.
Right.
Okay. Then did he take his hands off?
He did take his hand off.
Then what?
Then he just immediately was quiet, silent all the way to the.
Did he apologize?
He said sorry. He was kidding. I'm like,
he
really?
said sorry. I was just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that it? Did he ever mention it again?
No, not until a week after.
Okay. Then what?
He texted me saying that because he kept texting me that whole week that we needed things and we needed groceries and blah blah blah.
Right.
So I was like, just write them down on the grocery list.
Right.
You don't need to be texting me.
Right. And then what?
And then he kept texting me, so finally he realized I wasn't answering his text, and he's like, I'm sorry I made you feel uncomfortable last Saturday, blah, 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 and,
Did you keep the text?
I didn't answer back. Yes, I have the text.
Okay. So this is an odd one. This is an odd one.
What's so odd? The guy's a scumbag.
No, but hold on.
He's having her drive around for cigarettes. He doesn't have a license. What the hell is he even working for this company with?
No, but it's an odd one in that it's not a continuing situation, and he stopped. And here's the thing. There have been cases like this, Mark. It's definitely wrong. There are certain things that are wrong right away, and then there are certain things that have to be communicated that it's wrong. For example,
I think groping and grabbing her breast is wrong.
I just said that.
Yeah.
I just said that. It's immediately
illegal.
Wrong. But there are some things that are not immediately wrong. For example, asking someone out.
Yes.
Okay? It might be against company policy, but it's not immediately wrong. Or to say something that's not vulgar, like, wow, do you look good in those jeans? Now that is a borderline. It's out of place in a workplace nowadays, especially. But it would have to be her saying then, I don't appreciate those comments, don't do that, or don't ever do it again. Then it's unwelcome. Touching is always unwelcomed, unless it was that kind of relationship. That's why I asked what you were doing. So here's the bottom line.
No.
What did you do about it? That's the bottom line. What did you do?
The bottom line, I just waited to get home and tell my boss, which is my client's daughter.
Now, when you say your boss, when you talk about this, you're talking about the client, but what about the organization? Do you have a home? Is there a home health care organization? Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
The organization.
You actually should not share it with a client, actually.
Okay.
So, did you tell your supervisor or boss or owner of the, like if it's ABC Home Health?
Yes.
Okay.
I did. I went to my next person to talk to.
And
she basically kept me going on and on and on, like, I'll talk to him, and we'll have this conversation.
Good.
And you need to come in and talk to me, and then it just kept going. And
what happened ultimately? When was this, by the way?
When everything just...
just when? Just when, dear?
July 2nd.
Okay, July 2nd. And has anything been done with this man, or was he talked to?
She said she talked to him the Wednesday before July 2nd.
Well, you have a What do you mean before July 2nd?
When did the incident happen, Melissa, where he grabbed you?
It was March 17th.
Oh, well, why'd you say July 2nd? I mean, it's...
I think that's when everything went down.
That's how long it took her to
Okay, so what happened on July 2nd?
Yeah, I just need to know what happened. What happened? What is the result?
I walked into her office,
yeah.
And we sat down and talked about it, and I told her I was just very angry that she wasn't doing anything about him.
Absolutely. And what did she say?
She basically what she told me that I couldn't get along with him and I couldn't forgive him, so she was going to take the supervisor role away.
Of you?
And
wait a minute. Wait. Hold on, Melissa. Wait a minute. She punished you?
Yes.
Wait, she said, well, since you can't get past this, basically, and since you can't get along with him, you can no longer be a supervisor.
Was he suspended or anything?
No, I don't think so, no.
Okay, I just need... okay, hold on. When they took the supervisor position or role away, did you lose money?
That day was the day that I was angry, and I got up when she said that, and she's like, apparently you're not going to let this go, so maybe you should just give me everything, passwords and everything for payroll. And I was like, you know what, I'm not going to let it go. She's like, well... Did she fire you? And I said, here's my 2-week notice. I can't work with him.
Now, what happened then?
And then it's a farmhouse where she lives, so I had chickens out there, and I went and took all my chickens and the chicken coop down, and she found out. She texted me later that day saying that I was done officially because she had found someone to cover my shift.
So the 2-week notice didn't matter. Did you get unemployment?
I haven't done much. I just reported it, and I called the company, and I haven't heard anything.
What's the name? Now I want the name of the company.
Public Partnerships of Colorado.
And who's the owner?
Not sure.
And who's the supervisor that fired you?
Basically,
what's her name?
Daughter, Melissa Cleveno.
How many people are in this company?
Melissa Cleveno?
Mm-hmm.
Is there like more than 5 people in this company?
Well, see, the thing, it's a small town, so she was in a nursing home. They got Medicaid for her. Public Partners is the one that pays us.
Okay, Public Partnerships of Colorado. What town are they in?
I think they're all over Colorado, but where I'm at...
Is where?
I'll tell you where I'm at?
Yeah.
Burlington, Colorado.
Burlington. Public Partnership. You know what? Did you ever tell anyone at the main headquarters of Public Partnerships? It's Public Partnerships of Colorado. And did you ever tell anyone at the home office, wherever it is, that this happened and you were fired?
I called because there's no office.
Did they get back to you?
They gave me a ticket number, and they told me that someone would get back to me.
Did they ever get back to you?
No.
Who did you talk to?
I forgot her name.
What is their phone number? What is their main phone number?
It is 1-888-752-8250, I believe.
Well, what do you mean you believe?
Because I don't have all my information with me in front of me.
All right, then we need to figure this out. Okay, hold on. Here's what I want to make this clear. It could be that if they had to talk, let's say they handled it differently and they had to talk with him and he said, I'm so sorry, this will never happen again. Then they would say to you, you know, what do you think, blah, blah, blah. It could be, one scenario could have been that it was addressed and he stayed there. Another one could have been it was addressed and he was fired. Another one could have been that they had a group meeting and training of some kind. But under no circumstances would they ever, I don't know how they justify ever holding anything against you in any capacity. Even if you didn't handle it the right way they felt. They should never, ever take anything away from you, for God's sakes. This is the most asinine thing. They have exposed themselves so tremendously to legal stuff. It's incredible. Hold on. Public Partnerships of Colorado, out of Burlington office, They took her supervisorship away and then fired her because her supervisor did not like her attitude because she got felt up on the job and she couldn't put it past her. The guy grabbed her boob and Jesus, this is unbelievable to me. We got to call this place. Let's verify that.
There's something weird here.
Something is weird. I mean, is she totally lying? I don't think she sounds pretty credible.
What kind of company that does home health has a guy with no license? None of this makes sense.
Okay, hold on. And we're going to investigate this and take the rest of your calls. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This is just absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. I always say that. Ideal for your next ideal home loan because each and every loan is suited to you. You can pick, first of all, the term. Now, they have 15 and 30 years, just like most companies. But let's say you have 7 years you've been paying. You got 23 years left. You don't want to go back to 30. You don't want to go down to 15. They'll do a 23-year. You get to pick your term. They also have credit optimization where they tweak your credit legally, quickly, and honestly right there to get you better rates because you may be approved, but they go a step further. Maybe you just have to pay down a credit card by $20. They know through their algorithms what is keeping your score from getting better. So give them a call for better loans meant for you. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
For this lady with the chickens directly. That lady bills through the public partnerships, and public partnerships has nothing to do with shit, except that's how the money gets to the boss. I don't think public partnerships has shit to do with the fucking chickens and the lady and the guy with no license.
Under most cases, the way home health works is that they dispatch you to the place and they do the billing and they have all the responsibility and it's their job and you just work for them. But we can ask, not that it matters at this point, they fire you.
Here's what it says. CDASS is a service delivery option through the Colorado Department of Healthcare Policy and Finances that allows home community-based services, waiver participants to direct their care and attendant services. That's what public partnerships does.
Of Colorado.
Yeah, I don't think she worked. Yeah, I put in the actual phone number she gave, and that's.
Oh, so we do have the phone number.
Yeah, Colorado Department.
Is it a government agency?
PCG Public Partnership.
Oh no, it's not.
It's a service delivery option through the Colorado Department of Healthcare.
Are we saying it's a public program?
Just go to publicpartnerships.com. Publicpartnerships.com. I'm just saying I don't think she works for these people. She works for the lady with the fucking chickens. Right. And she works with the guy that somehow does home services with no fucking license and can't buy his own cigarettes.
That's why we're part states, counties, and managed care organizations come to us for financial management services to support their programs. These programs allow aging adults and individuals to make choices about services they receive.
Do you want me to take any of those Christmas strings?
Yeah, just take them back to the office.
Okay. I can return one.
You know what I did? I went on and did it twice and didn't know it. I did it. I know I did it.
But I can return it.
Yeah, we can. But let's wait to see what else we need.
They emailed you the return. There, I have it. We'll have to bring them up tomorrow. But they look good. They got a squishy padding on top.
We need to call in general to find out. That's what we'll do, Mark. Let's just find out in general what we have. Wait, this is out of Massachusetts Public Partnerships. Did you know that?
No, I'm still on the front page. I'm like,
they're not local. They're not local.
Maybe what they are is the employer of record.
They have the Colorado office right here. Yeah. Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Now, you've heard me talk a lot about stem cell therapy.
I don't know. All I'm saying is I don't know if she worked for these people.
I'm going to have to, without going online and doing this, I mean, I'll ask a little, but I don't want to get too dead. Dead. Let me ask her right now.
Yeah, ask her off.
Suzanne, I need to talk to her off the air to get a chance.
Ask her who's her paycheck from.
Any other provider in the country. Why would you go to a... Hey, Melissa, we're off the air. I need to ask some questions, so there's no pressure on you. Hey, Listen, we don't completely understand public partnerships in Colorado. Did you actually get a paycheck from that? Before you have surgery, consult. Did you get a W-2? Okay, Mark, she was a W-2 employee at Public Partnerships.
So she was an employee of record, is what you're saying.
So now listen, Public Partnerships, what do they do?
I see. I sent it to Joe Lazara, one of our attorneys.
Joseph, I've become the banker.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes.
So if I'm a client, if I'm an old person, and I call public, do I call Public Partnerships and say, I need in-home care?
Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
And then they coordinate that coverage. And they send you or your boss. So now, this public partnership then dealt with who? The woman that where you had chickens, she was the boss? Oh, she was the client. Who was the boss, your supervisor, that fired you?
We're trying to investigate the behind the scenes, and if you were looking online, you'll probably see that. By the way, since we're on the topic here, Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney, and if you ever need a criminal defense attorney for a DUI or smoking, or I guess that still comes under DUI, under the influence, but he is available to you. But let's put it this way. It's probably the easiest thing to prevent: driving or smoking weed and driving and drinking. Just use Uber or Lyft. I say that because I don't like taxis. I mean, you can use taxis. Use a friend, or get these handheld now. They're really accurate breathalyzers. You get a good one for not much, $150. So anyway, Joe Lazara. You can find him on my referral list at referrallist.com. Just search Joe. Joseph A. Lazara. He's a really good guy, and I'm telling you, he can help you out in a pinch, whether, he's not going to judge you, he's going to represent you. Here it is, 303-429-6200, 303-429-6200. Melissa, we're going to take other calls, and we're working behind the scenes on this, okay? But we just need to get the structure correct. The power of attorney. Now, you take care of a woman. The woman you took care of, the woman, the client, the one you actually help in and out of bed and all of that, that is your client, right?
Yes.
But you get your paycheck from Public Partnerships.
Right.
But the one who fired you was the client.
Yes.
The client said, but I don't understand this. If Public Partnerships sends you and this dude to her house, like, who sent you and this guy to her house? She didn't say, hey, come along and bring Carl. I mean, who sent you and this guy along?
Melissa Clavino.
And Melissa is the daughter?
Yes.
But Melissa, wait a minute. But Melissa is really just the daughter of the client. She's just helping her mom out.
She is the authorized representative of my client.
Oh, I understand that. She's helping her mom. She has a power of attorney.
Right.
That's okay. Right. But she's not Public Partners of Colorado.
No.
Okay. She's not Public Partners of Colorado. Okay. Who is Public Partners of Colorado? Those are the ones who fire you. I mean, Public Partnerships didn't say they're not going to use you anymore, right?
They didn't say anything, no.
No, but do Public Partners send you out on jobs? How did you get this job?
Well, actually, a friend.
Yes.
We are in a small town.
Right.
So when there's job openings, I mean, you find out.
How did you find the job? How did you find it?
My friend's sister knew Melissa.
Okay, and Melissa says, hey, Melissa says basically my mom needs help.
Yes.
Okay, but then
I'm
Melissa, but Melissa is not paying you, or her mom's not paying you. This public partnership is paying you.
Right.
Okay, well then, when you went and saw Melissa, or excuse me, yeah, Melissa, when you went to see, you're Melissa, right?
Right, I'm Melissa.
And she's Melissa too?
Yes, we have to do an employment packet.
Okay.
We have to pass a background test.
I get it. When you went to see her and said, I'd like the job taking care of your mom, then somehow public partnerships took you on, right?
Right.
They become her employer of record.
They became your employer, and they are the ones that did all of the HR stuff for the client, right? So who picked public partners? Melissa did, right? Or the client did, right?
I did. I believe the client did.
So the client picked public partnerships to manage this thing. And public partnerships approved you.
Right.
And public partnerships issues your paycheck.
Correct.
Okay. So you are an employee. But public partnerships, they didn't fire you.
No.
Okay, well then we can't go after them. They didn't fire you. The client simply said, we don't want you around anymore.
Did they have a relationship with this guy? Why did they stick up for him? Or at least I think they did.
She has a good friendship with his mother.
Okay, so did you hear that?
What?
The guy that grabbed her, his mother has a good friendship with the lady that fired her.
Okay, but the lady, see, this is the point. This is not a normal job. That client could very well say, you know, Melissa, we don't want you around anymore. You're complaining too much about this. And really, they don't have to keep you. It's totally different than an employer situation. You see what I mean? You can't force that woman to have you as a caretaker. Now, the reason she did it is crazy. You know, she let you go because she didn't want you complaining about this guy anymore. So basically, does she like this guy because she knows his mom?
I'm thinking that's the case.
Okay. Is this guy denying it happened?
When that Monday that we talked
Melissa, that's a yes or a no. Is this guy denying that it happened?
Yes, he is denying it.
Okay.
That's what she told me, that he doesn't remember it happening.
Okay. Man, that's something you don't forget, especially when it happens to you. So, Melissa, so they told you basically don't come back. So did you contact Public Partnerships of Colorado?
Yes.
What did they say?
They said sorry, they took my report, and they said someone would be contacting me.
You know what? Now I want to amend what I said. They really aren't, they didn't do anything wrong. I mean,
they didn't do anything,
They can't force you on a client.
Mm-hmm.
They can't force you on a client, but what they should do
honestly
is hold on. This guy should not be
for her.
Yeah, this guy should not be approved. This guy should not be approved if he does this.
I think that would be kind of gross for him to be working here still.
Yeah, I mean, if he felt you up, who knows what he does?
I wouldn't want my other coworkers or the other girls that stayed to.
Now, the other coworkers. Let's talk about that. When you say coworkers, do they work with this old lady, basically, taking care of her? So she has around-the-clock care, and you had one of the shifts.
Right.
And this guy, did he have one of the shifts?
That day, Melissa, my boss, told me to take him with us.
And you say your boss,
trip.
and it's really your client. It's really a misnomer to call your boss. Okay.
Sorry. Well,
it's
my client told me to take him with me so he can help me with my client to lift her since my knee was injured.
I see. And
he doesn't have a license.
I got it. So now I understand all this. Is he approved by Public Partnerships of Colorado?
Yes.
Okay, that's where we need to work. But I don't think you have... Now, listen, I'm not giving you a legal opinion. I'm just saying on the surface, it doesn't look like you have sexual harassment here from... Excuse me, you do have sexual harassment from him, but you don't have discrimination based on that from Public Partnerships. They're not discriminating. They're just saying, hey, you know, what can we do? The client doesn't want you around anymore. And basically, that client can say leave, you know? So you can't work for her. She doesn't have to have you. This sucks, man. This really sucks. But I'm wondering where we go with this, because it just seems like it's unfair. It's totally unfair. But then again, it didn't continue when you told them to stop either. So it's not like, even if you sued him, Is there really a damage? Well, yeah, there kind of is a damage. As a result, you lost your job. I mean, you may have a civil action against this clown, but he doesn't even have a license. Does he have a pot to piss in? What does this guy have if you went after him?
I did press charges, and I'm still trying to get my report done.
Did you press charges with the police?
Yes.
But, okay, we're talking about Burlington police, right?
You know, we could get some pictures of the guy and send a Facebook campaign out to Burlington, and there won't be one person within 50 miles that doesn't get his picture and what he did, according to her.
Yeah, of course, but now there's the outside chance. What if Melissa, you know, I mean, what if she's exaggerating? You know, I'm saying that we ruined this guy's life. I mean...
Yeah, true.
You know...
Be a weird thing to exaggerate about, but possibly.
We're talking about, oh man.
I find it very bizarre they hire this guy with no license, though. I don't know why that sticks with me, but when you're home health care, how do you get around?
But remember this, Mark. You're right, and you're wrong. You're right because public partnerships had to approve him. But really, if the client says, hey, we want this guy, right? Doesn't each and every caseworker get interviewed by her daughter?
Yes.
See, I think public partnership is just like a PEO.
They're an accounting firm, basically.
Well,
they keep track of
everything. You know what a
PEO
is? A professional employment organization. You remember when we used to do that? We would want someone to work for us,
yeah,
and that
like
person would provide. You know, they really got their paycheck from them. All right. I'm way over time, but man, this is an unusual problem. I would love people to weigh in on it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I am being taken care of like having a nanny, my car nanny, Pro Auto Care. He just gave me some information that I needed to have done on my car I didn't even know about. He keeps track of my car by VIN. And in between each and every repair and maintenance that you have with Pro Auto Care, there is roadside assistance. So you're basically in the Pro Auto family. If I get stuck anywhere, I can call them free of charge, roadside assistance. And they also guarantee each and every repair. It's a family. And it's Pro Auto Care. Al Aramis and his family take care of you. They have been doing it for 26 years. That's ProAutoCare.com. And you know what? They're really good people. If you need them, 303-PRO-AUTO is the phone number. And the website, 303ProAuto.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station with Russ Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons.
Oh man, this is odd.
I am so thrilled.
It's not that odd. It's a small town. The mothers are friends.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking good old boy shit, man.
It's not an employment thing we can sink our teeth into.
No, definitely not.
Right, pressing charges is your best bet.
Well, she hasn't even done that yet. Let's not forget. Yeah, but let's not forget that it's been 2 months. And she's still working on the paperwork. That's a little fucking weird.
You're right, that is. But she's got the text.
Has it? It's been 4 months and she's still filling out the paperwork. That's a whole nother thing.
I don't know if she actually is or if it's the police.
She said she was still
filling out the report.
God, I'm glad I don't live in a small town.
Oh, wait. I do live in a small town. But we're normal people in my small town. Franktown? I guarantee Franktown's smaller than Burlington.
Oh, man.
I bet I've got 500 people. Let me look.
Is that close to Bud's?
No, Franktown's like Iowa.
Colorado. Population. I think it's 400 and some. Although there could have 395.
Really?
Small town now.
But you're not considered.
But we don't allow riffraff.
Yeah.
There's no riffraff.
But you're not even considered part of the town.
What do you mean?
You're not considered of that 300-some people. I'm sure you're not part of that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That's within the city limits. You're not within the city limits, right?
Of course I am. That's all of Franktown. That's where we live, is Franktown.
No, your address is Franktown. You don't live in Franktown.
Well, where the fuck do you think we live if our address is Franktown?
Well, okay, so the city limits, let's look up Franktown city limits.
Yeah.
What is he talking about?
He's gone to the Burko battle with us. You might have to ask
Not
him
after
from
this
that.
Franktown shit, buddy.
No, I got Black Hawk address. I'm not in the city of limits.
Look, here's Franktown. That's all of Franktown. I live in Franktown.
Okay, so you are within the city limits there.
Yeah.
But there's other people.
Anybody that lives in Franktown.
No, there's people here that probably have the address of Franktown.
No, they don't. That'd be Elizabeth.
Elizabeth
How
or
about here?
So this would
Castle
be,
Rock.
No, that's not Castle Rock. This is Russellville Road. We're back here. So Dan actually might have a point.
Nonsense. What point do they have? You're paying for burger bars. You're paying for burger bars.
Actually, Mark, he's got a point.
No, he doesn't have a point.
Tom can settle this one.
Wow. This is lunch.
Okay.
There's burger battles.
Wait a minute. Where do we live? Where does Suzanne and I live?
Okay. What are the city limits of Franktown?
I don't know the actual limits, but I mean, that's what you're.
You weren't in the city limits of Franktown, even though your address was in Franktown.
Right.
Is that correct?
Well, no, I wasn't. I'm in the town. I was in the town.
But this is showing Franktown, the perimeter, but our house is not in the perimeter of Franktown
What
on
is it
Google
in?
Maps.
Elizabeth, what is it?
It's just outside the perimeter.
Unincorporated Douglas.
Right.
We're unincorporated, so he's right.
Of course.
So then you
it's
must have been too.
unincorporated.
Well, technically, I guess I thought I was always within it.
I love free burger battles.
Well, this is just one picture. Here's Russellville Road. You were over here.
So Mark and I are way back here.
No, I was here. I was right there, right?
Yeah, you were here. We're back here.
Yeah.
So we're unincorporated. This is incorporated? I don't know.
I don't know what.
No, they're not incorporated. No, Franktown is technically not incorporated. No.
So when
So where do we live? Fucking Franktown.
We live in
calm down,
You
Gina.
live in
If you have to say
Douglas
it,
County.
people consider it Franktown. They do.
But you live in Douglas
But what
County.
else would you consider it?
Unincorporated Douglas
Okay.
County. That's what they say.
Right. And you say they have a mayor of Franktown, do they?
No.
No.
It's not a city.
Oh,
It's not a town.
I'm the fucking mayor. And I just annexed the rest of that
Mark,
shit.
you're right. The guy you guys can't stand. Not only do I have a call.
Oh, but
holding
wait,
for
when
it,
I
got
zoom
a
in,
call
we're in it.
Scheduled for that. That's crazy.
Out of it, in it.
Oh my
Out of
gosh,
it,
there you go.
in it. So fuck you.
You keep your finger right here. Here's where you live. Okay.
Wait. Wait. Oh, wait.
Hold on.
Trying to tell me I don't live in Franktown.
Just like I don't live in Blackhawk, but my address is Blackhawk.
Well, I knew you didn't live in Blackhawk. That's a whole different deal.
But my address
There's
is
a mayor in
Blackhawk.
Blackhawk.
Yes, there is.
Okay, well, we don't have a mayor.
Yeah, it's not a town.
Why did it show it? I'm not going to look up Franktown.
They tried to get it done, but it was never done.
So we shouldn't even call you Franktown.
Tom Martino here.
You don't live there.
FrankDuranTheRealEstateMan.com for buying or selling real estate. He will represent you, and you will get no one better. It's just that simple. Whether buying or selling, especially when you're selling, they actually stage the home, take care of the home, clean the home, video the home, and all of it. He will let you cancel after one day. No long-term contract. Well, he lets you sign it, but he'll let you out because he knows he has to earn your money. And you know what? No one has ever done that because they love him. Frank Duran, TheRealEstateMan.com, 303-920-1622. Let's get to the phones. We've been waiting. We're taking care of that sexual harassment complaint off the air. Jermaine, I'm so sorry for the wait, and you want to talk about extended warranties. Let's talk about it. What's going on? So we don't know if any of these guys are still on.
Shoot,
Could
I'll
we
check, Tom.
Okay, because a lot of them have waited.
I know his question.
What?
Do you want to hear it?
He said I want to get a better...
He texted us.
Oh, okay.
I have 123,000 miles on my vehicle, and I want to buy an extended warranty for it. I put back, I wouldn't do it.
Right. Absolutely.
He goes, I don't want your advice. Can you have Tom?
Okay.
So I said, call into the show.
Let's put it this way. I wouldn't do it unless you could buy an extended warranty that would truly cover things. But most of your manufacturer's defects have been covered, and that's only what it covers. It just covers manufacturer's
123,000 miles. I wouldn't touch it. What I actually told him is, and he didn't actually say what I just said. He alluded to it. He wanted your opinion as well.
I wouldn't buy one.
But I said, the only one I'd ever buy is a factory warranty. If it's not offered by the factory, don't buy it. I wouldn't buy any.
No, the third parties suck. Troy, what about this rotten egg smell in your faucet? It's only coming out of one faucet?
Yep, just one.
Only one. Now that one, that's odd. Normally, I would say it is simply sulfurated water. our sulfured water, but you're saying it's only one faucet, which really puzzles me.
P-trap?
The only thing I can think of is the P-trap that I had to put in there.
Yeah, but the P-trap is a drain, and you're saying it's coming out of the faucet. Do you mean out of the sink?
Well, that's just it. I'm not sure if it's the water or if there is something coming.
And is this one
sink?
Is this sink not used a lot?
I use it every day.
Then it shouldn't be a P-trap because P-trap is constantly being changed out.
Yeah.
What happens is when you don't keep water in a P-trap for those listening is kind of that S or U underneath, and what happens is it fills with water, and it always has water in it to keep gases from coming back through, and then as you turn on the water and things, it flushes that out and fills it with new water. If you don't use a sink or a drain over a long period of time, that water evaporates, and then sewer gases come up through there and stink up a house. That's why when a house is for sale or vacant for a long period of time, if you're going on vacation, they sometimes put antifreeze in there, or they put coolant in there. Or oil in there, that won't evaporate, and it plugs up the P-trap and keeps gases from coming back. So, in your case, it just baffles me because it would not come from just the drain if it's constantly being used. And I just don't know. We'd have to ask one of our people, and we're going to. Let's go ahead.
It's only the cold water as well. It doesn't do it when you turn the hot water on.
And only that sink too, right?
Only cold water at one sink. Now I'm truly
the only one in the house. Yeah.
Cold water at one sink, and does it remain? Does it get worse as it goes on?
Or no, it fades after about 20, 30 seconds. It goes away.
So it's just a burst. So it's building up, and then once it flows through,
maybe something's down there, man.
But in the fresh water, though?
I don't know.
Everything.
But in the fresh water.
Well, then it would be out of every sink if it was actually coming from the fresh water.
But if it's a fresh water line to that one sink, what would cause it to smell? Because water remains in the line. It's so weird. And then it goes away.
Maybe
this
something
is true.
dead down there.
You know what, Troy? Normally, man, we've heard of everything. This, honest to goodness, we haven't. Yeah. Let's check with some of our...
what area are you
let's try to get a plumber in.
I bet Clint knows.
No. Okay.
We didn't
Where
think
is
of that.
Where is he? Ask him.
He's talking to those folks for Melissa.
What town are you in,
the
man?
Sexual harassment.
What town? Where are you, Troy?
Oh, this is well water too.
It's well water.
Right.
Yep.
But okay, if you pour it out, listen to this. If you pour the water into a container in that first 20 seconds when it smells, and then you remove that water out into another room or outside, and you smell the water, is the odor in that water?
I think my wife might know that.
That's important because that would tell us if it's the water or if it's vapor. If it's
I have not done that.
Yeah, but if it's the water, it would be from every sink.
That's what I thought.
Not if something is being picked up along the way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
in the line.
Yes, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Like let's say it's a line all by itself, like a circuit.
And something dead's in it.
Or not
or
in
near
it. Not in it, because it wouldn't get in a pipe. But if something is seeping through somehow, like where it sweats, like on an elbow, maybe it's not enough leak to really do anything, but it's enough leak to have some mold or something.
Is it tied into the washing machine? Is that line tied into anything else?
We just put a new washing machine in there, and we replaced the drain line. And I cleaned out the old drain line, and there was some nasty stuff in that drain line.
Yeah, but that's the drain line, and if you plug up the drain line, that's what we have to determine. So if you could do some troubleshooting, call us back, we'll get a plumber on. I would first do the water test. I would do a container of water, just the water itself, and then take the water away from that area and see if the odor is in that water itself.
Or drink it and let us know what it tastes like.
303-713-TALK. I'm running out of time. Stem Cell Therapy, Centeno Schultz. Please, if you're looking for stem cell therapy or you know anyone, please direct them to referralist.com, and please tell them about all of the research we have done on all of the fake providers. Now, one guy took issue with me that I said chiropractors avoid them and stem cell therapy. The only reason I say that is because most of the chiropractors are the ones using the amniotic fluid, calling it living stem cell therapy, and they hire a nurse to give the shots. But he's right. that it's more than just chiropractors. Anyone touting living stem cells who use amniotic fluid from sources outside the clinic, they're not getting it. They're not getting it. The only way to get stem cells legally, ethically, right now, and is to do it from you, to take them from you and re-inject them into you, and that's what Centeno Schultz does. It's the only way. CentenoSchultz.com, 303-963-9201, 963-9201.
You know,
This report is brought to you by Walgreens.
There's a couple of
what are your seminars?
July 26th.
This Thursday and this Saturday.
This Thursday?
And the
Do you
20th.
feed them? Yeah, so it's this Thursday,
We
6:30
provide
p.m.
sandwiches
and this Saturday at
on
12:30
one
in the
location.
morning.
Okay. That's
This,
the
so this
Saturday,
Friday, this Thursday
yeah,
at
we got
6:30
sandwiches
and then Saturday at
pop,
10:30 in the morning.
water, chips, candy,
And that's North
donuts for the one on
Saturday
Saturday morning,
Northwoods on Saturday.
coffee.
Do you ever get people who come and like they disagree?
No.
Every now and then we get a little.
Not very often.
Usually agents, an agent every now and then. Not for very.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll pop it.
I did. Honest to God, I don't see things.
I'm like, why?
I don't like it, but I mean, okay.
Yeah. We can put
That was fucked up.
at the end of it, most of our
My
explore
brain
that.
said that.
You just explained that, and it's amazing when you get the crowd. So
Why would, like, that doesn't make any sense. Of sulfur. It's not sulfur water because it's only one faucet.
Yes.
What is it? And it has the A smell from one faucet.
Oh, Paul, yeah, he worked for us. To give you an idea what he, he's retired now, working from his house and everything. He does work for us, but he worked for Sprint.
Yes.
Purely on their website, their public-facing website for most of his life. I mean, that's all he does is databases and websites. Whatever you want done, he can literally do it. But his hourly is going to be like 100, 150 an hour. He's going to go like 50 an hour, maybe less. And he'll give you a straight up, once you describe, here's how it works together. Here's what we want on our website. And then you either send him that software or show it to him, whatever. And he'll say, okay, this, he'll ask questions. He'll send you a little thing that basically says, I'm going to design this page to do this on your website. And he'll give you an outline of the project. If you agree to the project, then, or agree to the outline, then he'll give you an exact price on it. And then that's what he'll charge you to do. I'll give him a call. That's what I was looking for.
But you're going to need to know if he can access your software to bring that into that, or you just have a range of.
What are you talking about? A range, create something.
Well, we're going to put a software,
a calculator
on our site to show that death benefit.
Just
like the one you saw here.
Yeah, just to give people ideas. So we do like age brackets.
I think that's a perfect thing.
No, because that's what people want to see. I'm 23. If I put in $3,000 a year forever, holy shit, I'll have $500,000 by the time
That's what we do.
And then you got to make what the minimum and maximum is for all the.
And then they'll see what their death benefit if they kick over.
Yeah.
The wife will know when to take them out.
There you go.
Approximate age. Yep. It will take this and sell to other agents after that. Yeah, but he can put in whatever beautiful mathematical codes. Perfect. And really what you'll do is he'll be able to figure them out if you need. I mean, he's got a mathematical brain. But if he took your software and entered in 35 and it's this much, then 36 and 37 with different amounts, he could work backwards. Who's he? Paul. Mike's dad. Oh. And better yet, we could probably get him in touch with the insurance company. We have some really good connections. They probably have an API that does exactly what you want. Then Paul just develops the front look, and everything's right there. They just can't put it on their website. They can't really. We're this close, by the way. I'm going to have Mike up here next week, and the three of us are going to rip through that thing and try to break it, because we're beta testing in a week. So we've got to have people signing up.
I'm going to strictly control
The last part we're working on is the compass part. Because I really want that in that other part. I want those two things in that one aspect.
You even have I sent you the person for Channel 2 and Fox 31. One in your email.
Yeah, we do.
If you can send that
Yeah,
30,
you can ask
reduce
for
that 30 seconds.
Well,
Oh, yeah, we're fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I mean, you
Because
get
we
30
shot,
minutes.
I don't know if you know this, but we shot shorter form when we were there. We shot some
Right,
I don't
right,
think-
we did, yeah. Yeah, 15 seconds and
Yeah,
30 seconds.
but we got way more.
Okay.
I think we
Subway's in the gas
that
station.
stuff.
Perfect,
We got
perfect.
a
That
clock
sounds
tower,
wonderful.
you know?
You have a big apple?
We have an Apple, it's just sitting out
Tom
front.
Martino here.
It looks like a pumpkin.
303-713 Talk. One Clear Choice Garage Doors.
Free checkups, of course, they're very, very busy, but they want to fit it in between. They'll do free inspections if you ask for the Martino special. And then what they come is they tighten the hinge bolts, they lubricate, they check the cables, they adjust it for safety. That's oneclearchoicedoors.com. Of course, if you need a door, if you need an openers start at just $3.99. Oneclearchoicedoors.com. The company, the best company when it comes to garage doors. Man, Chappie runs this like a great military unit. They're just good. 303-565-6409. Oneclearchoicedoors.com. Okay, so we have two park it right problems. Not one, two. Now I want to explain something. Oh, first, Troy, on the egg smell in the water. Deputy Clint had an idea, and I think he's right. First of all, when you have a well, sometimes ground gases of any kind can get in there. They often present as egg, and it's not always, or smelly eggs, and it's not always sulfur. But if gases get in there, they float to the top, and the gases then come through the pipe, and if they vent, they will vent to the easiest place. That faucet may be in line somewhere where it's the first or the most apropos, the highest, or something that is attracting the gas to vent. The gas sits right behind the faucet, and as soon as you turn it on, that gas is vented, and then about 20 seconds later, when all the gas has escaped, it then goes away. And that is the venting of the well through that faucet. And it depends on where that faucet is located. Now, I don't know how you plumb the house or how it's plumbed, but that particular faucet, if you were to trace that line, where is it in line? Is it, first of all, the highest faucet?
I'd have to go down the crawl space and take a look.
No, I'm talking about the faucet. Is the faucet in your home on a second floor?
No, it's on the first floor.
Okay. Is it the first in line? Yeah,
There's
if you go see,
one's in the kitchen and then one's in that bathroom, so I don't know which one would be.
And
first
which one is doing it, the kitchen or bath?
Bathroom.
Yeah, so it could be that that's the first one the gas is going to and setting in and waiting for you to turn it on to vent. Anyway, that was just, I wanted to get you back on to tell you that. Now, Jackie is calling about Park It Right. I want to make something very clear and why we do not like Park It Right. Park It Right is a company. It's run by a scumbag, in my opinion, who's gotten in a lot of trouble in the tow business.
He had his PUC license
He got
taken.
out of the tow business, and he manufactures these stupid boots that he puts on cars to disable them, and then he makes you pay to get it off. He works for private owners of property. Now, I want to make this clear because this idiot never listens, and he thinks he knows it all. He never listens to what I'm saying. There is no problem with private owners enforcing parking, but the way they do it is illegal, in my opinion. Now, Jackie, you and Stephanie are going to come up next, and we're going to talk about this, and we're going to see what we can do to help you. So hold on, because we're running out of time. Remember, we will take Park It Right, two problems right off the bat, then becomethebanker.org. Don't forget that. Go there. Or becomethebanker.info for more information. We got more coming up. One of the finest companies I know, Excel Roofing.
When you had your bus and you're parked and you're hooked up, okay?
Yeah.
Did you keep your gray water open or closed? I'm just curious. Closed. You did keep it closed?
Wait, when I'm parked where? At home?
When you're parked at a camping ground.
Oh.
An RV park.
Oh, no, I keep the gray water going into the...
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
How about the black water?
I kept that open, too. I never let it accumulate.
God, everything says you keep black water closed all the time, right?
But I don't because of the traps. We never had odor.
Okay.
But I guess you could.
How about you?
I've always kept, when I'm in a campground, I keep them all open.
I've done both now. I started reading about it. Everyone says you absolutely, positively, no matter what, don't leave the black.
I can see why. I can see that makes sense to me.
The black, if it stays open, the poo tends to stick on the bottom of the tank. If it's dry,
I don't know why that would happen.
Well,
then, okay. I mean, that would create no poo.
I never.
I don't think it makes much difference.
Oh, I see.
First of all, my shit doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Tom.
I never
We're
had
getting a
trouble
lot
with
of
any
people
them. We
from out of
did. We
state,
looked down the toilet one
far
time.
away.
There's a little
So if
volcano
you want to just,
Did you actually
come to the seminars,
keep yours
do a
closed?
webinar?
The black?
Just
I
to
think
call
we
us,
left it
to
open.
call
I
the
think
number.
that's why that
I'll give you the
comes
number,
out.
779.
When we put water into it,
You
we
call us
ran
on
water
webinar.
into it.
Then
It's on the ground.
webinar.
I think it would be purely the odor coming from where you're draining into.
You have a vent in the roof. It's like you do in your house.
Okay.
Yeah. You know,
We have done a lot of webinars.
The pipes are everywhere, man.
California,
you can those toilets.
Idaho, New
Those toilets don't have
Mexico.
a trap in them. When that little flap
They're all
opens,
listening
at
to
the bottom
you
of
all
the
over
tank.
the place over there.
Mine's a full,
It doesn't have a trap.
Just
in
make
it.
it
ceramic toilet, man.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a valve, a flap that opens. It doesn't have a.
It's got a flap, yeah.
P-trap?
Yeah, I guess you're right. It doesn't have that thing built in.
Yeah. If you open the flap, you're looking right at the bottom of the.
I haven't done that.
Flap.
I'll have you come over and verify.
You should look and see what's that?
Open up what flap?
The RV toilet just has a flap that opens. It doesn't have a P-trap.
Everything gets discussed here.
So it's kind of disgusting.
No,
You open
I
that
was
and you
thinking
look
about
at
it.
the
Even
bottom.
though ours is ceramic, it doesn't have that. But
I mean, I imagine that's true in some, but.
So what happens?
Mine had P-traps and everything, sinks and toilets.
Well, you had that
Prevo.
Prevo. Yeah, it's a house.
Yeah, I know.
Everything in them. The full-size refrigerator too, wasn't it?
What's that?
Has a house refrigerator.
Yeah, but so does he.
Oh, okay.
They're almost all like that now.
Yeah. Oh, the older one.
I had a Sub-Zero.
Oh my God! Sub-Zero.
20.
And Viking appliances.
So
or Gagano, one of them.
I can run almost 48 hours off that battery. Remember, I was trying to figure that out. Just the refrigerator and the LED lights.
By changing those to
So I
LED
can-
lights made a big difference on later RVs. Huge
Oh
difference.
my
Oh,
God.
massive.
Oh.
They don't take any power up.
Yeah.
No,
And also the electronics that you
I did learn this though. On 30 amp, I can't operate both ACs at the same time.
No,
Only one.
trip the breaker.
Well, hold on. For hookups,
30 amp,
I
I
had
did
a
not run
15 amp hookup, a 30 amp hookup, and a 50 amp.
50.
both. Yeah, that's what I got exactly.
You
And a 220, of course. if
Well,
you
the,
have that.
the 30 was two 15s, but
Yeah.
so I could hook up two 15s. I could hook up one 15. I could hook up a 50.
Yeah.
I've never been able to run both ACs on.
So you don't have it now?
Could you turn one on, turn it way down, and
No.
then turn the other one on?
No, because if they ever cycle at the
RVs are
same
nice.
time, you
Yeah,
do.
the compressor comes on, it trips the breaker.
But my situation
would
now
just-
is
Ours was bad
Stephanie
enough.
would never do it.
It,
Never. She
we
would
had
stop
the
it.
AC on. It was hot.
not
It was
that bad
Saturday.
camper.
She plugged in her blow dryer.
Oh, 1,500 watts.
Yeah, I mean, we had TVs on. We had everything. But one AC, the blow dryer took the breaker.
Electrical.
50 amp though, 50 amp solves everything. Not one fucking problem.
Yes. Yeah, they're old.
Mine had a computer that if you used more than you had, it would start up the generator. It would distribute power, start up the
You know,
generator.
If it needed
your
it.
thought of buying an older Prevo, because I mean,
An older
they're
Prevo would
perfect.
cost
I
less
know.
than what I
And
paid
they're
for mine.
perfect. Well, not always.
You know, we're
But
talking
some
about
of
the
them, you're
Prevo.
right.
They're big. Prevo made in Germany, aren't they, the buses?
I think they're Canada.
I don't.
No, wait, no, Volvo. Volvo. So where is that?
Ford.
Sweden?
Anyway, they're 50-foot or 45-foot buses. They're made into
They're Volvo.
They're
All
more
right.
than half.
I bet they build them.
Maybe they're not
here.
Volvo. Maybe they're
I don't think they ship buses.
Maybe they're not. What's that? No, they're built in Canada.
Yeah, okay.
I think they're built in Canada.
Canada. I don't know where they're.
I don't think they're shipping buses over here.
These guys get the frames and then they do it from the ground up.
Yeah.
With the frame.
Yeah.
But the Prevo frame is 250,000. It was at the time because I was looking at it. 250,000.
And the rest is the house. Oh no, not just the frame. You mean the power plant too?
No.
Chassis. They sell
Just
chassis.
250.
Wow.
You know what? Those things are if you buy one with 200,000 miles on it, because people that have those keep them perfect. They never, unless a rock man had it. But you keep them like that, and you buy them, and you can get them for God, not even the
$250,000.
You know, the only thing I saw outdated in them was the TVs.
Well, let's put it this way: for 300,000, my God, it's
Less than that now, though.
Is Jim
Well,
Brad?
I'm gonna look.
Is
It
his
has
wife's
slides.
name Lois?
Pravos.
It is? Okay.
Prevost, spelled B-O-S-T, P-R-E-V-O-S-T.
He just sold his diesel pusher. What'd you get? 20
No,
grand for it?
No, I
But
didn't
Mark,
sold the diesel,
I
sold
think
the
the
other
used,
one.
it depends on the used Prevo. If it has slides, it does, they all depreciate like, first of all, they depreciate immediately 50%.
So do everything, yeah.
Over 100,000 miles, 50%. But, without slides, it's way
Here,
cheaper.
look, 04 Prevost, H345, 120, 06.
Yeah, but how many miles?
This is right from Prevost's website.
Yeah, but how many miles on them, and how, who's the converter?
2008 Prevost.
Prevo, who is it?
Well, let me see, more information.
The converter, it makes a difference.
You mean like...
yeah, who did it? Did Liberty Coach do it? Did
see.
Fontari do it?
Let me look.
Did Marathon do it?
Let me look.
Geez, they're nice inside there.
Oh, they are.
Look at the ceiling.
Gorgeous.
Well, look,
I mean,
this one's 269, 2003.
Yeah, look at the
How many miles on it?
Doesn't say, but it's got one slide.
Have you seen the ceiling?
Geez, I couldn't even get that.
They're absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, some of these around 250
It looks like
are
casino
they're
inside.
regular buses.
They're phenomenal.
They're casino buses.
Oh.
Yeah, and they have like 1 million miles, some of these.
A million miles. This one's got 85,000 miles on. Well, 440.
They'll go in there.
Yeah, but it's new.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
he paid over $1 million for it.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. Think about paying over $1 million and now it's 250,000.
Actually, some of them were like 2 million, weren't they?
Yeah, well, now they are. Yeah, they are. It's so ridiculous.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by winkandwink.com. I hope you never need these guys. They're bankruptcy attorneys, fresh start in a Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. But they're good people, Mike and Gigi Wink. You know, here's the good news. Bankruptcies are way down. If you need one, if you want to talk about debt settlement or a bankruptcy, winkandwink.com. 304. I always get this wrong because I always, for some reason, put the wrong number there. So I'm going to make sure I have it right. But winkandwink.com, you can get that for sure, okay? And it's 303-410-1720. 410-1720. Let's go to the phones. Okay, so Park It Right. Let me explain something. Park It Right works for private parking lot owners, whether it be an apartment house or some other kind of lot. And here's what their theory. They immobilize the car. I like that theory. And then instead of getting it towed, you only pay like $300 to get it unbooted. I like the concept. I really do, if it's done correctly. There's nothing wrong with it. But here's what Park It Right was doing when we found them. They were not telling people where it was okay to park and where it was not okay to park, and they were arbitrarily booting people, arbitrarily, not based on do not park here, park here. It was not properly posted. The next problem is when somebody returned it, if they returned it 2 feet away from where they said to drop it off, they would charge them extra for it.
They wouldn't refund.
And they wouldn't refund the money.
The deposit.
The deposit. These people are basically, in my opinion, crooks, okay? I don't like the way they operate. I like the concept of remote operated boots, but it really isn't remotely operated. Here's how it really works. You call them, you give them the money, and they give you the code to get it off. A true remote would be cool if they could do it like OnStar. Could you imagine? So my car's immobilized. I'm sorry, I parked it in the wrong place. You know, I knew it. I thought I was only going to be 10 minutes. So I pay the fine, or I pay, you know, the money, $400 or whatever it is. I get it remotely removed. You know, they send a code through the satellite. That would be great. Then I take the thing back and I get 2 of the 400 back or whatever. But I want to make this clear. Park It Right, in my opinion, does it the wrong way. So, Jackie, what is your problem with Park It Right? What happened?
Well, it started about in June. They had posted, we have a new HOA company.
Okay.
Apparently they hired them.
Okay.
They posted signs that Park It Right, and if you don't have your parking permit and you're parked in those areas, you will be towed.
Okay, so hold on. So at least you knew where you were supposed to park.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Then?
And I am the only car that parks on the end of our condos. The only vehicle. We have so much parking, it's ridiculous. Nobody wants to park there. I park there, and I have for 4 years. I was parked on the yellow line. And the reason I was is because there was a hole that I didn't want to park in.
Oh, wait a minute. So you were you were parked legally just on the yellow line?
Yes.
What was on the other side of the yellow line? Another parking spot?
Another parking spot, all empty. 8 parking spots that are
Then
all
what?
empty.
Yeah, no one goes down there. So then what?
No. Then we come out. There's a boot on my car.
She was over the yellow line.
Who did it? Who did it?
Yep. Who did what?
The booting.
Park It Right.
Well, sometimes the apartment complex does. That's why I asked.
Well, the Park It Right have their stickers all over it.
No, I'm not doubting. I'm asking who placed the boot. It could be Park It Right might leave 10 of them there. I don't know. I'm just asking. Did Park It Right?
I don't know. I don't know.
Those are the ones that we should say, hey, you're being unreasonable, in my opinion.
Right.
So, how far did you take a photo of where you were?
Yes, I did.
I'm not so sure if it matters.
Did you send it to us?
No, I haven't. No, I just
Okay.
in contact with you.
Okay, I just want to know. I mean, I think you're in the. I think it's ridiculous if you were just touching the line or on the line. Now, if you're parked sideways, taking 2 spaces like these people with Porsches, I mean, I'd get upset too. But I don't know what the situation is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. My issue is that I've been here for 4 years and nobody parks there.
Right.
I'm the only one.
Right.
But I also, so I told my son-in-law, because we're renting from my kids, I can't deal with them directly, the HOA people, because I'm a renter. So he's fired it off and said the least you could do is warn them, give them a warning that they should park where they should park. Because on their signs it doesn't say a thing about other than having a permit. Okay, so we got the...
It doesn't say anything about booting or immobilization?
I'm sure that does, yeah.
Just towing. I think just towing.
Okay, so
it doesn't say anything about booting.
Jackie,
but,
what's the end result? How much?
So the end result was we had to come up with $340.
Right.
Of course, $175 of that you get back in 2 weeks if the boot isn't damaged at all. All right, so fine. 3 weeks later, my husband, who parks further away than I do, where nobody parks, and actually we found out they don't even own that property.
Who doesn't?
We left the HOA where we live. They don't own the parking spots behind us.
So where you were parked was not their prerogative.
No, where I parked was.
But where your husband parked.
Right, where he parked, they don't own it.
They can't boot off of the property.
Well, and the reason I know this is we just had our parking lot paid.
But do they lease it? Do they lease that property?
I don't know, because I know it's
well, if they lease it, it's just like theirs, Jackie. I mean, I don't want to play games. Your husband got a ticket, or excuse me, got booted, right?
Well, can I tell you why he got booted though?
Why?
He got booted. We left.
Finish the sentence. He got booted because
they said it was stored there.
They're saying it hadn't moved. How long had it been there before it was moved?
3 days.
What's the rule?
14 days.
Well, then why did they do it after 3 days?
She told my son-in-law that she asked another owner, and another owner said they've never seen the truck move.
Oh, God, this sucks. This sucks. Hold on a second. Stephanie, what's going on with your Park It Right?
Mine is involved with the refund
what happened?
The boot. My sister's car was booted at my townhouse complex, which I now understand the parking part. That's okay. We pay the ticket.
Yeah, but hold on a second. I want to know something. You say you now understand it. Was the space clearly marked? No parking? Or not the space, but the area?
In our documents when we...
No, see, that's not what I'm talking about, documents. I'm talking about anyone who would drive in there. Would they know where to park?
I'm not sure.
You see, that's the problem I have with Park It Right. It's not so much, you know, like this other apartment complex. They sent out emails saying where to park. But what about someone coming to visit? They don't know where to park. Right. And wait a minute. And then they say, well, the tenant should tell them. Well, that's not always possible. There should be a sign in the parking lot saying no parking or visitor parking or whatever. So that is a separate issue altogether. So you paid the fine. You didn't even get your money back.
Well, I got a portion of the money back. We returned the boot immediately, and our money's supposed to be refunded within 14 days, which it was, minus $50.
Why?
I sent an email asking why, and I received an email back basically saying that I vandalized the boot.
How?
And
How did they say you vandalized it?
God, it's such a piece of junk to look at. How could you vandalize it?
Yeah.
We vandalized it.
Analyzed.
We vandalized.
You mean we cut it off?
Yeah, we cut it off.
No, I changed. I don't know how I did that, but they say I changed the combination.
Did
on
you?
the lock. No.
How could you?
I don't know.
I
That's
don't
odd.
know.
So this is weird.
But then the best part of this is there was a police officer there the entire time. And Park It Right doesn't know that. And
I would sue him. You know what? For the principal, I'd sue him.
I think we had one listener sue him, and their court date's coming up for almost exactly this.
No, really. Well, it's the email back.
They got it back. Hold on. This is a good one. Clint, get on there. What happened?
No, they're suing them because they put the boot beside the box instead
Right.
of in it. So
I remember that one.
They didn't get their $300 deposit back.
Did they go to court yet, though?
I don't know.
Yeah, here's what their argument was. It could have been stolen, but it wasn't. They got it back. So it was just penalizing him just for the hell of it. You know, I can't stand this guy. This guy is a piece of...
he had a shady background, too.
He's a scum-sucking pig. He's at sleazebrigade.com. He is.
Did we put him up?
Yeah, I think we put him up. I'll check it, sleazebrigade.com. Well, any case, is that the bottom line? He kept your money? He kept it?
$50 of my deposit, but that it's the principal at this point.
Of course it is. They suck.
Vandalism.
I mean, they just suck. I mean, how else do you put it? So, what I would do right now is I would go after him for it. I really mean it. I would, even if it costs that to go after him. In fact, what is he going to say he kept it for? What's the reason? That's what
I had to cut the lock off and replace the lock.
But how does he prove you did it? Oh, Mark, I'm looking here. I'm not sure if Park It Right is up here. I think we got to do that. I thought for sure we put it up there, but I'm looking.
We put it on Facebook, Tom.
We need to put. You know what? We need to put it up here on the Sleaze Brigade.
We went out there in the middle of the night and grabbed that car.
Yep.
We had it towed.
Yep,
we cut that thing
undisclosed.
off. Undisclosed. We had it cut off. The funny part is we could have cut that off with Walmart bolt cutters.
Right. Right. We just cut one link, so we didn't hardly do any damage. But both Jackie, I mean, and Stephanie, both of you. Jackie first. What are you doing about it, Jackie, right now?
Well, all we've done so far, my daughter's gotten on Yelp. She's saved all the messages that they've given her. They were very unprofessional about how they responded.
Oh, they're scumbags.
Yeah. Well, actually, the last email I sent off to Park It Right was, the case is closed. But my issue is they could never prove that we didn't move the truck. They went by hearsay. So now, 3 weeks later after that, my husband's truck got stolen. So we just recovered it, thank goodness.
Well, what does this have to do with that?
Well, it's just so I've never had any issues with any of this stuff until Park It Right came.
Oh, wait, are you saying that they stole the truck?
I'm wondering who works for them, that they patrol. We watched them one night patrol our parking lot. We were out.
Was the car stolen from that parking lot? The truck?
Yeah, the truck, yes. And it's a big diesel. It makes a lot of noise when it's started. So
Where was it recovered? Where was it recovered?
At another condo on 96th and Huron in a parking lot there. And it was recovered because the manager there noticed that there was a truck there with no license plate. And that the window.
Why was there no license plate?
They took them off and threw them in the back. And my husband, when we got there, found a temporary sticker that they were going to stick on the window. So the police stayed there with us. They were very nice, and they let us come get the truck so they wouldn't have to impound it. But it's like, why is all this happening? And now I'm worried about parking it back here. We're going to get it fixed, but now I'm worried about parking it here again.
Doesn't that suck, man?
It's horrible. And my husband's a 70-year-old Vietnam vet, and it's like, to try and take one of those boots off, that poor guy, he had to, on my car, get down on his knees and on the rocks and try and hear her talk about whatever the combination was. And it's like, yeah, any old person can do this. This is ridiculous.
No, they're
I think it'd be funny if someone booted their office or wherever these guys are, or booted their car. They just wake up, they're parked in their own house, and the vehicle's booted. Not that I would condone anything like that,
no.
But it would be very funny.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, on Stephanie's, the first time they gave her the incorrect combination. So they had to call them back, right?
Yeah, the police officer tried that combo as well, and then the so-called remote release agent eventually said, "Oh, sorry, I gave you the wrong code."
Yeah, see, you know what? We got to come up with a strategy for these people. But you know what? They do it on a case-by-case basis like this, and there's never enough for each individual to fight, and there really is no class action because there's not really a class.
And the PUC's not over these guys; they're rogue.
Right.
There's no governing body.
There are really no laws about it. There are laws about towing. That's what we should do. Get law. No, I'm serious. Private booting law, because it's just as bad as towing. And I'm not in favor of a lot of laws, but how about just proper posting and proper notice, just like with towing? I mean, there has to be a certain size sign, because that's what he does wrong. He doesn't place signs. You know, Clint, you ought to see if you can get a comment from this guy on his practices. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Hey, one guy real quick said the aerator could be causing that smell. Mike said that on chat.
The aerator. Oh, it could
be
building stuff up in it.
In the faucet.
And then when you pour, that could be, I guess.
Well, why not hot water?
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. It didn't happen with hot water, but the venting, that would explain, because the venting goes through the cold water because it's unrestricted. The hot water it gets closed off at the water heater. The other cold water is always at the faucets.
He's not a plumber, but he plays one on the radio.
Hold on. Approval reverse mortgage. If you want to live off the equity of your home, that's one way of doing it. A reverse mortgage at 62 or older. It is not for everyone. In fact, it's for a minority of people. But it does work in some cases. And if you're going to look into reverse mortgages, I only recommend one person or one place, approvalreverse.com, Joan Sullivan, 303-771-3528.
This report is brought to you by Referral.
I got a question on that booth. It's so easy to cut off.
You weren't there?
No, I was there.
Yeah.
Why can't you just cut it off and throw it away?
Right. They're going to come after you.
Why? How can they?
I don't know. We did. What are you talking about? Why can't you? We did.
I know.
You were there.
I know. But what I'm saying is, why does it? I mean, you can cut off with a small little bolt car. Just cut it off and throw it away and drive your car away.
I said, do they take pictures of your car with the boot on? Like,
so what? So what?
That's his point. Is what's the
law?
What are they going to do? Yeah, what is the law?
Yeah, what are the cops going to show up?
Right, it's a parking lot. They don't show up in parking lots.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say that. You're telling me if I murdered 17 people in a parking lot,
said,
as long as I stay in that parking lot,
you're okay.
What about destroying their property or their property?
That's what they got the argument.
But so it's on your car though. That's like putting a bumper sticker on a car, and somebody takes it off, and you say, "Hey, you just destroyed my bumper sticker."
Well, you just made me think of something.
I don't.
I want to put a vote for Hillary bumper sticker on the back of your car.
Oh my God.
Hillary 2020.
Oh, 2020.
And I'll put honk if you like Hillary.
I'm going to put it all over your bus.
Someone does a big mural and you have no idea it's there.
5559. That's 720.
But seriously, I mean, if somebody put something on your car,
I know, it's weird, man.
why not just, and you could cut it off bolt cutter, small bolt.
It's almost like they've programmed us to accept it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's crazy if there's no signs, there's nothing like this, that there's no laws.
Now they do put a sticker on your they didn't do that, but they do now.
The barnacle.
Yeah.
But not on the building.
That's who she was suing. The barnacle lady was suing the barnacle people. That's who the lawsuit was. It was the barnacle, not that one. So they put it on. It sticks to your windshield so you can't see.
That's horrible.
And they said she didn't give it back in the right place. That wasn't this one. That was the barnacle. So she sued him for the deposit back.
We could have got that.
Hi, Tom Martino here. One guy waited a long time. I want to take him. Then I have a couple emails on Become the Banker, becomethebanker.org. Rich, what's going on with you, Rich?
Hey, Tom, can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine, man. What's going on with your insurance claim?
All right, well, just a quick question. So with the hailstorm back in June, filed a claim with the insurance company.
Yes, sir.
I own the house outright, so there's no mortgage company involved. They sent me a check for repairs of the roof and some minor other details. So my question is, I used to do roofing myself just as an employee, not as a contractor. So if I do the work myself, do I have to send the remaining money back to the insurance company? They told me I had to send pictures and receipts, but...
Well, first of all, there's two ways insurance companies handle it. Some insurance companies pay a settlement amount, and they don't care. They just pay you the money, and they're done. They won't pay you more, they won't pay you less, and you get to keep it. They don't care. Other insurance companies want to pay only for the actual repair. And if you save money, they want to save money too. And if you do your own work, you can bill a reasonable time for your time and for the materials, and that's it. You can charge.
You can charge what another roofer would charge.
Yeah, or you can just simply say it's been done. Send pictures and say I don't have receipts except for the material because I did it myself. That's it. That's it. You don't even have to. You don't even have to do that. You just say, look, if you got 10 grand, right? You can say, here's the materials. I don't have any other receipts because I did it myself. Leave it at that. All they care about is that it's done.
Rich, I do one other thing, though, man. I would call up Paragon if you were listening the last hour. If you got 10 grand right now on that claim going and you're going to do your roof for 10 grand, I guarantee they can at least get you another 10 grand on that claim.
Why, Mark? Why do you think?
Because they'll find window seals, they'll find decking, they'll find siding, they'll find whatever.
It depends, and it's possible. It's possible he's right. I mean, and here's the good news.
I'll bet them lunch, double.
If you already collected money, they're not going to take any of it. It's only on extra money they get.
Yeah, what'd they give you already, 10?
No, well, it's actually just a mobile home, so they got like 50.
All right, no lunch.
It was like 5,300.
Yeah, yeah. You may not get lunch on a mobile home. There may not be enough there. But listen, man, yes, you can do it yourself. But remember, that mobile home thing, unless you mean modular, it's a totally different animal.
I got a question for you on that.
Yes.
On a mobile home, over the years, do they total them like a car?
You know what? I don't know. I know that modular homes, they don't, but I imagine... I don't know, Mark. You know what? We should ask.
A big hailstorm.
That is a good question. We should ask. We should ask a professional to be absolutely sure, unless you're absolutely sure. We're talking about set up and lived in.
I can just tell you my experience as adjuster, they were almost always done as an appearance allowance, the settlement with them.
Appearance allowance?
Yeah, took up an appearance allowance for the...
But what if it exceeded the value of the home is what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
I guess it could be, but they always all of them I ever saw were done as appearance allowance.
I'm just wondering if there is then, but see, what I'm getting at is there a total value at which they no longer cover you? In other words, they've already paid it out. So you get an appearance allowance. At what point is the house paid for? I'm sure it has something like that. I'm sure it has a finite value.
Geez, 38 years. I came up with a question you didn't have.
Darren, what's going on? Darren.
Yeah, I've got some neighbors that moved out a few weeks back, and they had a big roll-off dumpster, and they threw everything away in their house, and they just skipped out. And so once everything was out of the house, we could see through their windows, and they're infested with cockroaches, and now we're getting cockroaches.
That's terrible. They're terrible.
And they were renters, so this problem started about last year with the mice, because they would pile bags and bags of trash outside the house next to our fence. So then we had a mouse.
But what does the landlord say?
We cannot get the landlord's name. They have a
management company.
Yeah, and we can't get that. But none of the
call the health department.
Listen, here's the deal.
They won't give us the name.
You can get the name easy. Get the name at the assessor's office. Look up the address. It's public information. It's public information. Or if you want to do a lawsuit, I don't think you have a case, but if you want to do a lawsuit, you can sue the management company as a proxy for the owner. Sue both. Sue the management company and John Doe, the owner, and you can serve them.
Okay, yeah, because they're like an LTD out of state.
But they have to have a registered agent here if they're doing business. So go after them. But here's the deal. I'm not sure you're going to find them negligent. I mean, some people would say they are for not keeping tabs on their tenants, and they could be in some cases if it's really egregious. But it's one of those things that are very difficult. You know, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's difficult. Go after the registered agent of that company, and you're going to say they never supervised, nor did they look in, and it was egregious. It's just way beyond normal. Bob, what about adverse possession, sir?
Yes, Tom. I've got a neighbor who part of his driveway encroaches on my property. And this has happened about, 10 years ago when we moved in. And I sent him...
Was he there longer with that encroachment?
He's been there about 11, 12 years.
Before? Okay, so he was there 2 years before you moved in.
Correct.
Okay, so, yeah. Okay, so what about it?
So he had his driveway paved, but it encroaches.
Yeah, and that's right. That is open. That's open, and it's hostile. It's adverse. He didn't get permission, and it's open, and he's maintaining it. He put pavement down, and he has a very good case in 18 years for adverse possession, but he has to file it. And then he has to reimburse you for the cost of whatever that property is. But it's not going to be much.
Well, it's only 12 years.
I understand that. I just said he's going to have a good case in 18 years.
Oh, in 18, okay.
Or in 6 years.
He should do what you did with that one company, the fast food.
That's an excellent idea. That's an excellent idea. But Dan, I mean, shouldn't it be Darren? Bob. I'm sorry. I'm looking at every line except yours. I just got done with Darren. Okay, hold on. So here's the bottom line, though. What Mark is talking about is a good strategy. But first I want to ask you, what is your concern?
Well,
does it cut off use? I mean, is there something wrong? You just don't like it.
I don't like it, but I don't want it to become an issue in the future. Now, I did send him... Would you
be amenable to adjusting the lot line to where he can have that? I mean, in other words, is it that much encroachment that it bothers you? Does it keep you from using your property?
Well, what he is doing is on my property side of this driveway.
How many feet are on your side?
About 3.
3 feet.
He mows my yard around the curve of this driveway, and I always mow at a different height, and it really looks bad.
I understand what you're saying. It's a minor problem, but it's a problem. But I guess so. The answer, if I can get a yes or a no, are you willing to adjust the lot line and call it his? No? Okay. So, do you want him to remove the driveway?
Either him or I.
But you want it removed.
Or how about if he paid you something for it?
Does he have enough room to drive on there without that 3 feet?
It's a circular drive, and yes, he does.
Okay.
And I've already sent him a certified letter telling him about the encroachment, and he refused it.
Okay. Here's the thing, all right? You have to get him... Now we get with strategy. To stop the clock from ticking, you have to write him a letter. And if you want to check with an attorney, you should. But this is what I would do. I would write because I've done it before. I would write a letter saying, I'm giving you temporary permission to use that part of my property.
I've done that.
You knew enough to do that? You gave temporary permission.
He didn't hear you.
To use that property. You actually did that.
I sent him a certified letter.
Bob, listen to what I just said, please. Did you give him permission to use it?
No.
You should. Temporary permission. Ask me why.
Why?
Because in 6 years, without permission, he will absolutely take that property from you. Why? Why? Because it's what? What is it called? What is it called? Adverse possession. How do you make it non-adverse?
By the permission.
Yeah, temporary.
Can I do that verbally?
No. No, not in real estate.
That with a letter, certified letter, and he refused it.
Okay, but in that letter, did it say temporary permission?
Oh, sorry, Brian. I grant you.
All right. Okay, hold on. You know what? I don't want you reading.
We can get
Here,
the guy served, though.
Let me just tell you. All you have to do is serve the guy. Okay? Serve him a letter saying you have temporary permission to use this until we reach at a settlement. If we cannot reach a settlement, I will be asking you to remove it. Do you hear that? Hear that? That's kind of what you want to do. That's what I would do. I would say you have temporary permission to use this until we reach a settlement. If we don't reach a settlement, I want it removed. Okay? It's that easy. And then we have one of our guys serve it. That's it.
Okay.
Now, you should check with an attorney if you don't feel comfortable writing that, because we're not going to write it for you. Okay?
Done.
All right. Then, bottom line is, you have now removed the adverse. You removed it completely. Does this guy think it's his property?
He won't even discuss it.
Okay, he's a jerk.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, the other things are setbacks, and yeah, that driveway, even if it's only 3 feet encroachment, it could be 13 feet off the path.
How do you get a permit to pave that?
I don't know, because he did it 2 years before we moved in.
Well, you ought to go to the building department and find out how to. Okay, raise some hell.
Okay.
But you got to do that letter. We'll get it to him, okay? We'll get it to him. 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station with Ross Kaminsky Mornings, Michael.
I grant you temporary permission
until we reach a settlement.
Yeah.
If it's a circle
And
drive,
then Mr. Amazon can walk up.
get him served.
That is the most genius thing I have heard. Besides stuff from somebody other than me.
Yeah, but listen. Yeah, you're right. We need to get him, but that letter needs to be, you need to give it like an Amazon like this big, so that letter's sticking out. He's got to be able to read that.
Oh, I just hand him the letter. We have the box. When we reach out to the box, you hand him the letter like it's something to sign for.
And you say you've been served.
You've been served.
Yeah, it's ingenious, because no one turns down a fight.
Don't put on that envelope who it's from. Don't put on who it's from. I would just put "You've been served" on the front of the envelope. That's it. If he doesn't read it, that's his problem.
And if he's somewhat close, nah, because if it's not just you, they won't buy it.
What's that?
A guy walking up. If multiple people are walking up, one video in it. They might not take the package.
Google search results later.
You know what? A body cam's not a bad idea.
I got a body cam.
Even if it's not.
How is it?
Fortunately, you can now control
It looks like a beeper.
and in online search results with ReputationDefender.com.
You know what? We gotta pull those. I thought we tried it before. Mark, do you remember those toys we used to have? I still have some.
And patented technology can help make your online search results look their
We
best.
should put all the toys together, see what fun we can do. Look at your drone.
Oh, actually, that would be a good way to prove he got served. I mean, I could be 2 miles away.
Do you still have a learn ball?
I haven't flown it for a while, I'll say that. I was going to take it up. I did.
You literally put it.
I took it up to Breckenridge.
You literally put it over the motorhome and drive and have it follow. No, come on.
Yeah, it's actually in the software.
And then you stop and it'll stop.
Yeah, you basically, on the phone, you circle the bus, and you tell it to follow, 30 feet above.
It'll follow you when you walk around.
Or on a bicycle.
Yeah,
You pull up what you want it to follow, and you literally circle it. And then you take it off waypoint or take it off remote, and it'll follow it.
That is. I tried to get to see if it would.
How about if you had one drone trying to follow another drone? That'd be weird.
That drone's programmed to follow that drone.
You could do it with your helicopter. You just tell it if you wanted good aerials of you flying, you would set it. See, that would be tricky. I don't know how that would work because you're not on the ground.
Sure.
Because when I set how far off, it's got to be taking it from where it took off. So it wouldn't know how far to go above your helicopter. It would only know how far to go above where it took off. Does that make sense?
Well, then
Yeah, well, whatever it is, you can do that.
Otherwise, how do you do it?
Oh, actually, that's not true. You would take off and go up, Once you were up in the air, I would go above you. Then I would circle your helicopter and tell it to fly 200 feet above you or whatever. And then you would fly around.
Quartering behind me that
I think so.
Are you good enough to
yes,
fly
you
around
can
me?
have.
Are you good enough to fly it around me without killing me?
I wouldn't want to, but I can set the distance from how far and then how high above what I circle. The reason I say that is I have no idea how the wind operates with your tail in there. I mean, you could suck it in. I don't know. And I don't want you fucking up my drone.
I would love to have it
alongside 2334.
It only weighs, the fucking thing weighs nothing. You saw it. Wouldn't you just suck it in?
Sunday, September 2nd.
No, I mean, it doesn't take much to take up that tail rotor.
And finishes on the 50-yard line at Broncos Stadium.
How big is the drone?
Mine's like this.
Perfect for both riders and Broncos fans alike.
Mine can go 4. If everything's perfect, 5 miles. I'll be sitting on my deck flying at, miles away.
How long is the battery life for that one?
Wow. I can do, if I'm in sport mode, which is all I'm flying now, about 22 minutes.
Good.
Radio station.
That's pretty dang good.
5 miles. What does it operate?
Caleb's got a GoPro one. It's huge.
That makes sense.
I've actually wondered that.
Okay, I want to mention that Become the Banker.
A lot of people are listening from parts unknown, and they can't get here for a seminar, and there are seminars, so they can do these private webinars on the computer, or they can just talk to you on the phone, or you can come into the office. But these private webinars, Joe, is it basically, what is it, a video or what? Is it live?
Oh, no, it's live. It's live.
And it's private?
It's absolutely private.
How do you show and tell?
Well, basically, they sit on the computer. They can see my computer screen.
Oh, good.
And then we'll basically talk on the phone.
Okay. And so the number for that is 303-779-6600. And you'll do private for anyone. If they can't get out of the house or, they're disabled or they're elderly or they just don't want to go to a crowd, they can do it. 303-779-6600. And then we have some other questions, but I need to take this call because we have our personal injury attorney to answer his questions. Okay, Dan, what's happening? I'll bring up John Fuller from Fuller Law to answer, or to listen at least. What's going on, Dan?
I was in an accident. It's been a week ago last Thursday.
What happened?
A woman pulled out in front of me. I was on Yale. She tried to rabbit across Yale Avenue. I was going eastbound.
Did you T-bone her in the side?
I T-boned her, and she was cited for the accident.
Oh, she was? Okay. And then what happened? What happened then?
Well, I've towed my vehicle to my house because I didn't really have any way to take it to a shop from where it was. It's a classic 1990 Dodge Dakota pickup that was in immaculate condition.
Did you have special classic coverage stated value?
No, I don't think it actually qualifies as a classic truck.
All right. So what is your question, Dan?
This truck was just absolutely immaculate with low miles on it. It wasn't even over 100,000. And my question is, what recourse do I have against the owners? Because I'm also dealing with pain from the accident from an illness that I have.
What's the illness? Do you mind mentioning it?
I have a rare autoimmune disease. Attacked my liver.
Okay.
And so at some point I'll have to have a transplant, but until then I just deal with pain.
So what kind of pain is this accident? What did it add to your condition?
I doubt that it's progressed to disease. I'm just sensitive, and I do things that cause pain, and it hasn't.
You're in a lot of pain. You're in a lot of pain. John, what do you think? Have you been to a doctor about the accident, Dan?
I have, and it doesn't appear to have made anything worse.
No, but do you have whiplash or anything else, soft tissue injury?
Not that I'm aware of.
John?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, John Fuller, we get this question a lot, and that is on damages, first of all. What happens when he can't exactly quantify it? What's his recourse from here?
So, if you weren't, the bottom line is if you weren't injured, you weren't injured.
Right.
If it has in some way exacerbated your condition, then we have the burden of proof, and so we have the burden of having to quantify that exacerbation, and that can only happen through the testimony and the opinions of your medical providers and of yourself. And so many times people have pre-existing fill-in-the-blanks, and that's not at all uncommon. And if whatever that pre-existing condition is gets made worse, then the person who's at fault for the accident is on the hook for that exacerbation. So the concept is very, very simple. The application of the concept is difficult in the sense that sometimes it's hard to really prove that a disease process has taken a different course or has gotten worse as a result of the accident.
What if he's just feeling like crap?
Well, you know, the beautiful thing about it is it's not something that he has to decide this moment. This accident just happened. We've got a 3-year statute of limitations, which means you have up to 3 years to actually bring an action against the at-fault driver. So you have time to make sure that you're right about whether something was exacerbated and by what measure it's been exacerbated. So don't feel rushed. If the insurance company is, calling you 3 times a day trying to settle for some paltry sum, just tell them to pipe down and you'll get with them when you're ready. There's no rush and no hurry. Just make sure that you're right as far as your medical conditions and stuff before you make a decision like that. As far as what about car goes,
yeah, her liability should help him, right?
Absolutely, but here's the deal. I mean, you have the burden of really proving what that car is, and to everybody else in the world and to that insurance company, it's a 1990 Dodge Dakota, and there's got to be 8 million of them on the road, and most
there
of them
are none. I can't find one anywhere. I'm on Craigslist right now. I can't find anything that even compares.
Okay, but here's a good question though.
My point though is that it's not really a classic car in the sense that it's going to have
special value,
really special value, anywhere close to the value that it has to you in sentimental value and what you've obviously put time and effort.
John, I need to ask you this because this comes up all the time. Does a traffic ticket help him prove who's at fault, or does the civil side of this for the car getting fixed and for the injuries, do they take into consideration who got the ticket?
Well, it certainly is a good first step to know who at least the cop thought was liable for the accident, okay? It's not admissible in a civil action. The ticket itself is not coming in, but everybody along the way, including the insurance companies and the adjusters, they know who got the ticket, and they generally know that if the cop decided that driver A was at fault by issuing them a citation, that gets you about 8/10 of the way there, but it's not binding on anybody, and the ticket hasn't been adjudicated usually by the time we're arguing about property damage. So the driver may not go to court for another 2 or 3 months down the road.
Exactly. So, Dan, really right now, the personal injury part of it, he explained. I mean, unless you get a doctor saying this happened and this is worse, or you have some soft tissue injury that shows up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but John knows doctors that specialize in that. His family doctor, he doesn't know what questions he asked. I mean, the guy said he doesn't feel good after the accident. Something's wrong. Something's changed.
Well, yeah, but he'll have to go talk to a doctor is the point, is that he can't do it just based on how he feels. The other thing about the property damage is you need to get a claim in to them. You need to tell them you expect to be paid, and you need to do it.
This,
all right.
And they made me an offer, and out of being really upset, I mean, I wasn't really prepared to deal with this when they.
How much did they offer you?
But they offered me when it's all said and done. Even though the accident wasn't my fault, she was cited for failure to yield right away.
Did they do a comparative negligence?
No.
Are they saying you're a certain percentage at fault?
As far as the cop didn't. No.
Okay. Did the other party?
Yeah, she's trying to claim I was speeding, but she should not have.
They're saying I understand that. They're saying you're partially to blame. I'm not asking if you agree with that. They're trying to say that?
Just because the driver
did not cite me for anything. They didn't even question what transpired. She tried to rabbit across an intersection. She caught the front of my truck as I hit her.
We are not questioning that the other person is at fault. What I am telling you is, in 90% of the cases, the insurance company seeks to find some liability with you, and they don't regard the traffic ticket. They say, could you have stopped if you saw her I mean, they're going to ask you all kinds of questions. That's why John said be careful. And here's the point. They might say, okay, it's this much money, we're going to give you 90% of it because we think you're 10% at blame. I'm just asking if they're playing any of those games. They made you an offer. Did they make you a 100% offer in their mind, or is it a 90% offer in their mind? What is it?
I filed it on my uninsured motorist claim because I couldn't even contact her insurance
Well, uninsured
company.
motorist coverage doesn't cover property damage unless you have a very specific coverage. So do you have collision coverage?
I have full coverage on the vehicle, plus I have...
Do you have uninsured motorist property damage?
I do.
Is she uninsured?
No, she's insured.
Well, then that's not where you have to make a claim with your collision coverage, which you probably did. And what did your insurance offer for collision coverage?
$5,100.
Okay, and you might want to get more money from her company. You might want to talk to or more money from your company. Why didn't you bother trying to go after her company?
I did, but they don't return my calls. I spoke with them briefly.
Okay,
said, well,
I have an idea. Hold on.
Hold
on. I have an idea.
This report is brought to you by Love.
Let's start with the drive along I-70 up in the high country. Westbound I-70 right now is shut down between the Eisenhower Tunnel and Silverthorne.
He may have three skid marks before he hit her.
Will be open. Eastbound not affected.
Sometimes they can't prove they were speeding. They measure when
if there's skid marks.
Yeah, there's skid marks.
There's nothing to measure.
Yeah, there's skid marks there. The cases I saw like that were very negligent. There was mild skid marks before there was obviously one too fast. There's a formula for asphalt to take a how fast. The analog brakes now make it damn impossible.
At Lowe's, save 5% every day when you
And anti-lock
brakes.
They're
not digital brakes, they're analog.
They're analog brakes.
Yeah.
Do you owe the IRS?
They make it really hard because they don't lose skid marks.
Oh, man. Ivanka Trump is shutting down her fashion brand.
I'm going to have to buy that quick.
Be the next success story.
She's got great stuff.
Problem. Advanced Tax Solutions. If you've been injured in a car accident and it wasn't your fault, contact me, John Fuller, and I'll help you recover the money that you're entitled to. I've been helping Colorado victims for years, and I can help you.
Oh, of course they did.
Evaluation at personalinjuryco.com or call me.
Business owned by husband of key Dem senator reaps stunning $131 million in subsidies.
Told the Pfizer court
Democrat?
What are the consequences? We'll check in with Jim Jordan, Sarah Carter, David Schoen, Greg Jarrett, and much
What do you mean?
Both Democrats and Republicans.
Oh my God! Look at this.
What they can do is amazing. I mean, as far as
This woman came
Hi,
home.
Tom Martino here. Okay, so what you need to do is plain and simple.
Dan, you need to sue her in small claims court, and I say small claims because it's going to be probably under $7,500. If you're thinking you're going to get more than $7,500 for the truck, then, you know, good luck. But are you thinking it's worth more than $7,500?
I'm actually in it for that. The problem I'm having now is that I can't replace this vehicle for anywhere near what.
Okay, here's the deal. They don't have to find you a replacement. They just have to pay. They just have to pay you the value, and that's where the weird rub is. Because you would think that if they have to pay you the value, they should be able to find a replacement. But Dan, this happens thousands and thousands of times a month here, and we get the calls, not thousands of times, but we get the calls, and no one gets more than their truck or car's worth, even if you're into it for that amount, and even if you can prove every dime you're into it. That doesn't mean value. Here's the thing, you're going to have an uphill battle. How much money were you thinking? Just come out with it. I can't play the game, so I need to know, what is it going to take to make you satisfied for that truck?
Just trying to get it replaced.
How much?
I don't know that they're probably. I don't know if I can even do it for 10. I'm trying.
You're not going to get. You're not going to get it. So you have to decide in your mind, because at some point they will. They'll make you take them to court, and it's never going to pay because you don't get your money back for your attorney.
It is funny.
I suggest you go for $7,500 in small claims court against her directly. The reason I say that is because she is the one responsible, and then she has to call in her insurance company. You don't have to deal with her insurance company. If you can prove to a judge it's worth $7,500, you'll get $7,500. If you can't, you're not going to get it. But that's where your best course of interest or action is right now, is small claims against her directly.
It's just so unfortunate because the reality is he's in this thing upside down.
And he's right.
He can't even pay it off, and he can't buy a vehicle.
Well, no. It is paid off, right, Dan, or not?
Yeah, I paid cash for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he said he was upside down in it.
He says he's into it for that.
Oh.
He spent that much, probably extras. Dan, it probably is worth more than you're going to get. But that's the problem, is that you don't get exactly what something is worth in your eyes. You get the open market, and they're never going to do it. They're never going to pay you what you think. I'm telling you that so you don't waste time. Now, you may want to go fight, but it's going to cost you, because insurance companies, they will go to court on this. They will. So you have to decide what's worth not going to court. And then I suggest, again, the small claims court against her directly, $7,500, and hope you get something like that. Now, you could always take the $5,100 from your company and go after her for the difference. Did you know you could do that too? Go after her for the difference. But be accurate. Hawk, the hardest thing is trying to talk to people when they have something so valuable. It is, Dan. I feel sorry for you. Hawk, you're in an accident. What happened?
Saturday afternoon, we were about 5 cars back from a red light. The guy came behind and hit the car behind us. That car ended up plowing into the back of our car. The guy that caused the accident.
Yeah, but you're the one. You have to deal with the guy behind you. That's all you have to deal with.
All right. Yeah, because I talked to one insurance agent, and he said that they probably will not cover it, the girl's car, because it was not technically her fault.
What girl's car? The one behind you?
Yeah.
Well, that's not true at all. In a daisy chain like that, if she was traveling too closely, you can make the argument.
All right, that's what, and you've said 100 times, try to get, because her insurance is already calling us and sending us emails wanting us to answer a bunch of questions.
Nope. You have no obligation. I would go after her directly, just like I said. You go after the girl, period.
All right.
That's why. And if you have do you have collision coverage?
We got full coverage on everything.
You might want to just go through your own insurance company and let them subrogate.
That might be the easiest part.
And then if you want, you can then go after her for the deductible part of it. All right. The Become the Banker video, with the video and sign up, is becomethebanker.org. Is that right? Or .info? Which one has? No. Becomethebanker.info is the one with a brief video, and you can get information on signing up. Now, if you want to go directly for a webinar, it's 303-779-6600. One thing I learned that's very important, Joe, is all of the money, or most of the money, comes back to you, even if you don't draw it all out in retirement. And how does it come back?
By the death benefit.
It's increased death benefit.
It's increasing the death benefit,
so even if
every single year.
So if I buy a face value $500,000 coverage death benefit, I could end up with way more than that.
Absolutely.
Okay, because of the way it's formulated, a portion of that cash value, no matter what, comes back to you.
Absolutely right.
But you try to design it so it doesn't come back, so you get it all up front. You get it all during your life.
Absolutely right. This is a living policy.
All right. Well, you heard it. 303-779-6600. Look on the referral list. Become the Banker, and becomethebanker.info for more information. We will try to help Paul tomorrow if he can hang on. We'll look into it overnight. Save all your problems for me.
Yeah, you should show me the back office real quick.
This is getting
Let's go look.
That talk is cheap.
And
Action
then,
speaks louder than words, and results
are you gonna
matter.
go over there?
So
Yeah,
we
let's go
need
there.
to prepare for a
All right,
serious
let me put
injury
this away
case
here.
or a wrongful
Thanks,
death
Tom. Good to
case.
see you.
I
And
respectfully request that you
what
the history of
Oh, the
sustained
does it
results.
work?
We
Yeah,
proceed
I'm
with
tracking
cases
shit
on
for
a
you.
percentage
Absolutely.
fee
Oh,
basis.
good.
If you need my help,
Yeah,
please
so,
give me a call
could
at
you send those people those tapes?
330-770-5551.
I'm going to, please. I just, yeah, I can, I'll do it right